Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome. It's time for day number 2 of the European Pro League kickoff here at the Gfinity Arena live in London, England. I'm Brycey, and joining me here on the analyst panel for these events, two very talented people. It is, of course, Tun and Gunchi. How are you, my friends?
Very, very good.
Good, yeah. Hoping for the same thing as yesterday.
Well, good games?
Good games, yeah. Entertainment games.
Fantastic. Well, we have got an action-packed day for you today as well. Also, this is, of course, the format for the entire event. This is the Pro League. So there are 8 teams that will play over 7 weeks for the season. Of course, all playing each other once. But they'll be playing a 6 series. That's not a best of 6. They'll be playing all 6 maps because maps will count at the end. The prize pool is 11.3k with 7,000 to the first place winner. They will get 3 points for a win and only 1 point if they manage to draw. Not only that, but the games we have coming up today, I think we have some really good games today, guys. I mean, the first game we're going to have is going to be VWS versus Overgaming. And then after that, I believe we're going to have the French showdown. It should be Millennium versus Hyper Games. After that, we are going to have, of course, the other Spanish team, Gamers 2, going up against Infused. A little bit of a good game there. We couldn't actually call that one when we kind of jump into it, so I think that's going to be really close.
I think, to be honest, the first 3 games, well, I think pretty much every single game today is going to be a close one. I mean, we look at this first fixture, and obviously VWS getting a little bit unfortunate yesterday.
Yep.
Maybe they can rectify that here. Who knows? I mean, they're going up against a decent Spanish side.
Yeah, they do. And then, to wrap the day off, the last game of the day will be a game that a lot of us are very excited to see. It's going to be Vitality going up against Epsilon for bragging rights over who's potentially the best team in Europe.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of us have talked about whoever wins this game.
I'm sure we're going to talk about it a lot today as well.
Oh, God, yeah, we'll be talking about it all day. That's what we do.
But let's talk about the first game first, because that's the best way to approach these things, right? So, VWS versus Overgaming. Both of these teams played yesterday. One of them got a draw, one of them got a loss.
Yeah.
How do you think that's going to go down today, though?
Overgaming really did surprise us.
Yeah.
Was it Overgaming?
Yeah, it was
They
Overgaming.
did surprise us yesterday. No one expected them to even win against Gamers 2, but it shows how much we knew about that matchup. So I think I'm looking for them to improve on yesterday, and I think they can get a result from this game, 100%.
Well, if I remember correctly, yesterday a lot of us we were saying that that game should have been over. We thought it was going to be they were going to win 4-2 or 5-1. But you know what, Gamers 2 dug deep and they came all the way back and ended up tying up the series. But Overgaming just looked so dominant in the first half of the series that we were expecting them to continue.
Yeah, I mean, I caught little bits of the game, and it just seems that you're 3-0 up.
Yeah.
You should be closing that out. I mean, obviously in a normal best out of 5 situation, that would have been a game over, but it's nice to see when it is actually the 6 series that we play, teams can actually come back and actually redeem themselves, albeit, you know, it wasn't actually a win for Gamers 2. They brought it back and got themselves a well-deserved draw. 3-3 in the end, 3-0 down. You got to celebrate that. Yeah,
you really do. I mean, it's that kind of scenario where you got to think the most best of 5 series would have been done. They would have lost. But you come all the way back, you deserve the draw, you get that point out of it, which is great. You also deny that other team 2 points, which I think is really quite important, especially since the way we've predicted it, it could be both those teams looking at relegation. So that's important for them. The other team we're going to look at, VWS. Now, these are, as well as Infused, who they played yesterday, a lot of people's dark horses in this league. VWS, of course, did not come out with the win. They lost 4-2. Now, bearing in mind they lost yesterday, how do you think they actually stack up against Overgaming, who ended up drawing, and we thought, you know, performed a little bit better than usual?
I think the VWS have got a lot to prove today. I think this is probably one of their biggest days. Between them getting into the top 4 and not, because I mean, if they throw this game and they don't get a result from it, I'm not too confident that they're even gonna get to top 4, to be honest. So this is a huge game for them. They need to prove themselves from yesterday. Yesterday wasn't a good day for them. They know they were making mistakes. They know that they should have performed a lot better and given Infused at least maybe gone to a draw, but hopefully they can turn up today.
My opinion on this is actually, if VWS don't win this game, then you've got to put them in that kind of bracket. Basically, it's if they win this game, they've still got that kind of good top 4 run. They might be a top 4 team. If they don't, then I think they're going to be looking at relegation potentially. There's a good potential there for relegation, but simply because you've got to be saying, well, if Overgaming are better than them, you know, maybe Gamers 2 are as well.
Yeah, I think
then,
it's
and
how
do they
sets a
stack
standard,
up?
doesn't it? I mean, it's always easy to say, though, well, if he beat them and we beat them. You know, it's hard to say that. That's definitely the way that the team should stack up.
Plus, they really don't want to start off 0 and 2,
but
right?
You wouldn't want to start off 0 and 2.
But you got to remember they've got to play Epsilon and Vitality as well. So you know, it's not looking good if they don't.
Much puts a 0 and 4, so that means they can only win. Yeah. So like I said, that's for me. That's why it's either top 4 or relegation. It's kind of that awkward point between the two.
Yeah, today's a crucial day for them, for sure.
Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, let's have a little look at the maps we're going to be looking at for this game. So, first up, we are going to have Hardpoint, Search and Destroy. Then we're going to have Search and Destroy Solar, Hardpoint Biolab, Uplink Comeback, Uplink Biolab, and Search and Destroy Detroit. Now, you can actually see on that graphic there as well the little logo in the bottom right-hand corner of the name, and that's actually with the way these teams have picked these maps. So we can see, you know, maybe who's favouring what and what they actually want to play in what order. So it's kind of interesting to see how that's actually going to play out here. I think that's. How do you think it's going to go, Gunch?
I'm just happy to see an S&D as the game 6 because, you know, what better way to end the series on a Search and Destroy. But I do expect Gamers 2 to lose the uplinks. All I see is disappointment from the mainland European teams on uplink. They haven't seemed to learn. But from the Search and Destroys and the Hardpoints, I see them to really, that's their main game types.
Fair enough. Well, Gunchy, thank you very much for your input here. It's going to be me and Tan will be taking over the casting for this game. We will, of course, be getting the professional player's point of view from Gunchy throughout the series. So he will be staying on mics with us. But let's jump into this game. It's Hardpoint Detroit, and we're going on first of all with Stylex.
Yeah, just pushing down this left-hand side, and it's literally another one of those first Hardpoints. Very, very scrappy. Try and get a little bit of control. A few kills down, a few points. Let's see where you go from there. And let's see who's going to get the best start on board with Stylex now. Another kill towards Garage. Not going to happen. It does get shut down. A pretty even start. At the same time, all the points are going towards VWS.
Yeah, they are at the beginning, and they're now going to try and lock this down. But here we go. We are going to see VWS just trying to hold a few points off. And what now? You've got to say they have started off a little bit stronger with the slaying. That straight off the rip, it was just a better start from them. They made the first kind of kills. Like I said, middle hard point, you're not expecting one team to kind of just dominate it or go either way. It's more worrying about positioning. If you can get points, fantastic. But you don't go points.
Oh god, no. I mean, it's one of them ones where, yeah, get a couple where you can here and there. They can maybe towards the end, but realistically, it's trying to move on to this next hard point, which is one of them ones. If you can get a couple of people in there, outside watching the exits and entries, and you can definitely get a good amount of points on this one. On board with JK7 is going to try and do some work here. He does actually get shut down. Was 4 does go down to the hands of Robs, though. He's going to pick up a 2-piece to his name there, so is he going to be able to pick up the third? No, not quite. And he's still alive, though. None of his teammates really there, but Nolson's going to try and clean things up. He has done. Needs some help from his team, because he is literally the only one there. There you go, and it is actually going to be in the hands of the other team now.
Well, you can see there, Overgaming just trying to do some serious work against them. Realize coming in, trying to do some work as well. Not able to do it, and they're now going to try and push out and grab this spawn off them and get some more points back on the board. Stylex looking for the shot, not able to get it either. They are just holding it here, but realistically, they need to push out towards the back a little bit, maybe try and make these kills. But at the moment, they're just kind of holding off here. I'm sure they're going to be out-flooded. However, that spawn has come out towards yellow. And now both teams are actually not in the greatest of position for this rotation, which should be coming up.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a miscommunication from Overgaming. They had one guy that was pushing around the outside of the road, and he was going to clean up the guy in elbow corridor there, just to the left of JK7. I wasn't sure if it was JK7, but one of the guys from the Spanish team challenged that as well, and then he got flanked. If the communication comes in, they would say, right, I've got this guy, stay alive. They both challenged a kill, and then one of them got shot back. So it was just unfortunate for them, but that's a really nice buy. I realized with that AL there, that's something he can do very, very well. Of course, can be remaining a little bit too stationary sometimes. We have commented on that, but at the same time, he's always had a good shot.
Better start today already with the slaying that he's done. Yesterday, and even Gunch, you said, when I'm going to bring you in here, he said he didn't have the greatest of starts. He wasn't winning those anchor positions. What's he doing different today? Is it just he's a bit better anchoring, or is he a bit more confident?
Well, yesterday, I remember speaking to him. He said he doesn't really know what his role is within this team. I mean, it's hard because he is a substitute, but it's something they should have gone over before attending the event. But no, today's a lot better. He seems to be actually giving his team the spawns, whereas yesterday in the hard points we saw him, he didn't get one spawn. He was pretty irrelevant, to be honest. But this match he's shown a lot of promise, doing a lot of important factors for his team.
Well, thank you very much for that, Gunchy. Let's jump back into this game. It's time to jump on board with Brain, and Brain was somebody who impressed massively yesterday with his bow shot. Tries to take down JK7, not able to do it. Currently, VWS are in the lead, 75-61, and we're going to jump on board with Realize.
Yeah, and this is where you could do some damage, actually, where a couple of guys align themselves up with them with the ball. He doesn't manage to take that one, but did actually go down to the hands of J5W1. Nelson's going to pick up 2 pieces though, trying to break inside there. But Soul's going to come around the back and try and help out his teammate who is stacked up there, but realizes he's going to pick up the easiest 2 pieces he's ever had. Shoots them both in the back, and that is going to get some points on the board for VWS. Doesn't need to make that kill because Brain's going to clean it up, and this has been a good rotation here for VWS. A few points on the board. They've extended that lead just a little bit. 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining, and they are in the driving seat.
You see here, they're just fighting to keep that back door free. They don't have the spawn they would particularly want for this one. Realistically, they'll try and spawn Overgaming out towards Elbow. But they've done it. They kept putting bodies in there. They kept pre-shooting. Basically, that's all it was. They were just trying to keep the pressure up, knowing that they were in a disadvantaged position, but having more than one body in there meant they could defend it. Yeah,
Nelson's just done really well here. You see he's covering all the exits.
He's on an 8 streak. I think that may be the reason they held.
No, but at the same time, he was just covering the right areas at the right time. It was a great awareness. He knew where they were spawning. He was moving to the right windows at the right time. And he held down a good 20 points for his team there, making every single kill, basically. That's good. Well, let's see if they can break through here in school. It's a hard one. 3 exits, and you get 4 guys in there. You can definitely cover it off, but it's quite an open area, not too much cover. They're just trying to get those grenades in and just trying to break through. That's going to help. Realize is trying to help his teammates push in from the outside.
Yeah, this is one of the harder ones to break, just because if you can't get mid control, then you're basically limited to one entrance. It's so difficult to kind of just burst in and take them. Like I said, there's so many corners here. There's people coming from mid street that you have to have maybe your AR player just pick a few off to just kind of slow the tide down. Getting reinforcements in here and trading out the kills is the only way to break it. Oh, unless you're Jay, just gets the 3-piece in the hill.
Very nicely well played. Never mind, it's early in Sunday morning here. I've forgotten how to speak, apparently, but Brain's going to come in there and answer back straight away with a 3-piece of his own. Rob's cleaning up things as well. And back into the leading position. That VWS got a pretty commanding lead at the moment at the halfway point. And it's looking good for them. On board with the Jays, though, what can you do about this? He gets shut down by Brain. Picks up another 3 inside there. And they need to shut him down doing that sort of thing. If he starts getting heated up, Brain can put up numbers. We've seen that yesterday. Yeah, you really shouldn't let somebody give a 3-piece mid-Atlas point as well. I mean, it's one of the harder ones to hold. It's not the easiest thing to do, but 3 kills is way too many. You just need to give up all control for it. Still, a lot of time left to go on this hill. They're both going to keep fighting here. VWS trying to just extend their lead a little bit. And they're just fighting for positioning more than anything, trying to just keep pushing these lanes out. At the moment, no one's doing it. There's a lot of bodies around the hill. They're basically just going to be scrapping over this for the next good 10, 15 seconds. But we realised another one of them positions where he's just going to post himself up, put some bullets down. Now they're moving over towards the next hard point with 15 seconds to go. Yep, they can do that. They know that they've lost that scrap time. That's not that much of a problem. They have a pretty decent lead. So, you know, it's always great to have the lead in hard point no matter what is going on. But it allows you to dictate when you want to make those movements, when you want to get into the positions, because you can move earlier and you can get set up better. You're in the lead, you can sometimes sacrifice those small amount of points.
Well, Nelson seems having the game of his career at the moment. He's dropping serious numbers, 22 to 13, especially with the amount of captures he's got. He's just in hill work. But they will eventually be pushed out here, just not enough bodies to keep them alive. And it will be the guys from Overgaming who try to push in, but they are going to just try and put this one away. This is a great opportunity for them on this hill to go back into the lead. They've just got to hold the spawn and keep the pressure up.
They've held that for a good 25 seconds now. Not a single point dropped realistically. So let's see what can happen here from VWS, because they are actually going to probably get caught up here. And that's a very, very well held down hard point there, but at the same time, Brain's going to try and break it down. The other side of things, Jays is the last guy alive, as is JK7 there as well, but they actually have managed to defend off at the moment. They aren't going to walk away with it, but they kept them off that for a while, and they've caught right back up. Only 10 seconds remaining on that hard point. Brain has picked up a couple of kills, but very, very good rotation from Overgaming.
Interesting point I want to point out there. I mean, the stuff to realise is it was a long flank, right? And I think people sometimes play hardpoint wrong. The fact that they're scared to give up 10 seconds and do the right maneuver of go for that spawn, because they're like, oh, we can't give up 10 seconds, and they end up giving up more time because they end up rushing elbow or something stupid and then getting shut down. Yes, you do have to go for the spawn. The only way to do that break is to pinch properly or get the spawn and push them out with flooding numbers. And that's exactly what they did. I said to some people, I've done it before when I was stupid, and it's gone the wrong way. But yeah, that was a great pinch for them. You see them again, realise trying to hold down that spawn for his team.
It was a great pinch, but they'd already lost 40 seconds on that hard point. Yeah. Hard point, so very, very well played to Overgaming Club, who have caught right back up. Yes, they are 20 points behind, but it was a lot worse than that, not just a few minutes ago. So on board with JK7, we're going to try and break in the garage here. This is one of them places where you need the rest of your team just to really pinch in for you. Not going to happen when Nelson's going to put down numbers like that. That's 3. Is he going to make the 4th as well? He does go down to Acel, but Nelson is having the game of his life, 27 and 19. Already previously on an 8 streak at previous point in the game, and now he's just putting numbers like that. Very, very clutch.
Yeah, he's doing really well there. I was just having a quick look at his defense. He's only got 2, but like I said, a lot of this has been around the hill, and that's really hard to still put up numbers as an SMG while you're doing that. It's just the amount of pressure that comes towards you. It's hard to continually slay.
Yeah, they've done the right thing. They're just stacked up on the door. Rob's going to go in there, pick up a 2-piece, and they should be able to clean things out. It's always great if you can get a member to jump in there. He gets 2 kills already. You literally just have to clean up because they're going to concentrate their fire on him. You jump in, and the rest of the time you're already fighting against 2 weak members of the enemy team. But JK7 and Aesol trying to do some work long range. But Nelson, his reactions are so quick at the moment, and he is really causing problems for Overgaming. And this could be closed out very, very quickly.
He's just making 2 and 3 pieces around the hills constantly here. And as this game comes to a close, and it's pretty much almost out of reach of the guys here on Overgaming, Guts, I'm going to bring you back in. What have you seen so far in this hard point?
VWS have just been dominant, to be honest, but I've noticed the way that Overgaming play like when they try and break the hills, they're kind of not doing it how it should be done, to be honest. They're not going around the back, going for the AR player, making them spawn out. They're just 4-man flooding the front of hills, and it's kind of risky. It can even pay off like sometimes, but most of the time it doesn't pay off. Preferably you want to get the spawns for the hills, and that's why they've lost this game, because they've just lost a lot of the spawns for the hills and not been rotating properly. And I think VWS fully deserve to win this map. I mean, Nelson's been going off. It's what we wanted to see more from yesterday. He didn't really play too well, but today he seems to be on fire.
Yeah, I mean, to do that much SMG hill work, like I said, you've just seen 2, 3 pieces being picked up. And I said that's actually come about from what you pointed out earlier, is they are just 4-man flooding it. And worst of all, it's not even a pinch most of the time. It's just in through the front door and trying to beat them down with numbers.
That's what I noticed. Yeah, there's no like organization about it. It's just right. Everyone just flood the same way, and it's most of the time it's not going to work. It's too risky.
Yeah, well, the main issue with that being is that if somebody gets, even if they trade the kill away or maybe get 2 pieces, if someone in that hill gets a 2-piece, yes, you've still got 2 bodies pushing into that hill, but maybe they've got a body behind them, and then they've got the good spots. So they're going to be able to flood bodies through quicker. So it's so risky. Unless you can do it almost clean and not trade, then it's not really going to work that much.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Well, there we go. First map has been done. It will be VWS who take the victory, 250 to 175. I am just looking at the stats here, although I know Guns hates them. And you know what? The important thing for me is the amount of objective work that Nelson did. 9 captures, which is, he's doing a lot of entry kills, and the 5 defends, which is actually the most on his team.
No, he had a very, very good game. As we said, yes, he was making great plays and putting up numbers, but he was doing it inside the hard point. He was doing it as they were breaking in. So, I mean, that's always beneficial to your team if you're making those kills in the important areas.
Yeah, we saw good play from Realize as well. We saw him in those key positions more than once. Yeah. He was holding where he needed to hold. His shot looked on point, and it just helped him today. Yesterday, they were right when we criticised them about the hard point. You cannot lose every single rotation and expect to win. And the fact they even came close shows us how good this team can be.
No, yeah, especially with the raw slating power with Nelson and Brain, they've constantly been on it, like from yesterday till today now. They've been the players that have shown, but I think Realize played a massive part in that game, even though he wasn't really doing much on OBJ. But when he plays his playstyle like he does, he has to do it properly, and he did it properly by getting the spawns every time, and he was getting important kills as well, as you can see.
His playstyle kind of reminded me of Swanee a bit. Am I off color?
No, he basically is like a Swanee. Yeah. So I think Swanee's kind of adapted a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Realize.
It's that slow kind of passive AR play where you post up and you're just trying to get the cuts all the time. That's like I said, that's kind of the Swanee play. I mean, he has changed. He changed in Ghost quite significantly, where we actually saw him pull out an SMG since the first time for COD 4. But yeah, for me, Realize reminds me a lot of that. So yeah, I mean, and they didn't do that yesterday. At no point did I see him get any cuts. I see him really get the positions he needed to be. And obviously, when you spoke to him, he said he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, he was a bit lost, to be honest, and it's a bit of a shame. But no, going back to the Swanee thing, he's changed a lot, especially in this game. He's been forced to pull out a sub every now and then, or say if he's playing too defensive, they'll make him push up a bit and try and trade kills with his team, and he knows as well as anyone. He understands the game just as well.
Well, actually, congratulations to Calvin Swan, who managed to qualify. He's in the North American League right now. He qualified last night, so congratulations to him. But okay, moving on to this next one. I mean, we're going to be talking. It's going to be Solar Search Destroy. Now, is this an opportunity for the guys from Overgaming to come back? Do you think VWS are going to just push forward and dominate more?
I think this is definitely an opportunity for them. To be honest, throughout that game, they did start catching up. It was pretty dominant in the end from VWS, but in terms of when they were making some right plays at the right times, and it just didn't really pay off for them in the end. Maybe they can sort of transfer that to their S&D. S&D is more of a game of where you can sort of ride your luck a little bit more than you can in like a hard point. So potentially they could win this map. If they're going to win anything, I would say it's probably going to be the S&D.
You want to be looking out for the overkill snipers from Overgaming. I know that I've noticed yesterday they were pulling them out quite a lot. So I think it's going to be a lot of. It won't be too aggressive. It will be kind of playing picks quite a lot of the time. But yeah, I think this is a massive map for Overgaming. If they can win this map, it's going to be a close series.
For me, the most interesting thing about the Solo Search and Destroy that's coming up is I'm wondering if Overgaming are going to have a very, not a different playstyle, but maybe a playstyle that VWS aren't fully expecting. And they're not going to have scrimmed against Overgaming. They're not going to have played them in any tournament. So it's going to be a whole new playstyle where they kind of have to guess where these players are going to be. There's no previous knowledge about them.
Well, typically the Spanish teams tend to be very, very fast on the S&D, don't they? I mean, there tends to be quite a lot of rushing going on. So it'll be interesting to see if they're going to do that. Solar S&D is going to be the map. And let's see what goes down. I'm expecting a couple of rushes. Yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you once again, Gunch. We will be bringing you in for your key analysis all the way through this, but me and Tan will be taking over the casting from here on, and we're going to jump on board with the attacking team most of the time, unless we can see something interesting in the defense. And let's go on board with Stylex first of all. We didn't see an awful lot of him in that hardpoint game.
Yeah, to be honest, there was never really any outstanding performances from any one of the members of Overgaming. So let's see if they can bring it out the bag here. And I'm completely wrong. They haven't really rushed it up. Just a standard B push.
A little bit of a flank here from Rob's going to jump on board. He has seen somebody. Can he manage to pick that one up? He's going to get it as well. I don't understand why they wouldn't check. It's not an unusual spot. Oh, wow. JK7, how on earth did he just rip his head off?
Where was he? I'm not even quite sure, but yeah, JK7 does take him down. Oh, he must have been mid-map and went around the behind and getting away with a kill there. Just runs straight through the middle of the map and wipes him out. So there you go, fair play. On board with Stylex though.
Very, very passive here from VWS. They've backed off since that kill got made.
I think they probably would have expected a rush, and that's why they've sat back a little bit, and it hasn't really paid off, although they are 3 versus 2.
I think Brain just saw somebody. He did. He's going to move back into his position and tell his teammates.
The movement.
They're stacking back up here. As soon as that bomb goes down as well, they're just going to try and flood and get to a right position. There you go. First gone down by Realize.
They'll be checking that. Yeah,
JK7 gets 1 though, so 1 versus 3. Now 1 versus 2. I kind of agree with pulling out the sniper in that scenario. But he will go down, and it will be first blood to VWS.
You know, that's frustrating to watch, because they got the bomb down, and he just runs out in the middle of nowhere. With a sniper, that's...
I mean, there was several directions to go, but they were outnumbered. I'm surprised they were that aggressive with it, with the initial push out from the bomb side.
I mean, the initial push is not necessarily...
I don't even mind the push out. What really bothers me is there was no position to trade there. They couldn't even consider trading.
No, they weren't set up around each other or anything like that, and then JK7's just running in the middle of no man's land with a sniper rifle. It's just, you're going to get wiped out. It's as simple as that. Well, here we go. Let's see what VWS are going to do. And the attack, of course, B tends to be the preferred target. Yeah, very, very aggressive from Nelson here. What can he do? We've seen him pull off a couple of nice plays on the hard point. Is he going to be able to do one here? Yes, he does. He takes down JK7. I don't even think JK7 had time to blink by the time Nelson was in there and snapping straight onto his head. But see if he can pick up another. He's in a good position. Every time we see somebody get in this position, the bomb go down, it's always good. But look at the flank coming in from Overgaming. That's going to be Jay-Z's all on his own. Unfortunately, his teammates do go down, and it's going to be a hard one for him now.
It certainly is. Just jump on board with Jay-Z. He's a 1v2 if he can make it. Just looking. 1 versus 1. Jay versus Nelson. God, timing there a bit. I think they may have seen each other. He's now going to challenge out. Goes into challenge it into cover.
It was the right idea. I think he had to make the chase. There wasn't too much time left. He was just alone.
No, I'm surprised that he left him.
Yeah.
Nelson just left him. He saw him and left him. Didn't even challenge.
That was a good idea, but also I think
he could have been caught. He could have been caught in that scenario when he got spied.
It was definitely risky, but he pulled it off. Executed it quite well. 4-0 from him, and he's having a very good series.
Okay, let's jump on board with the attacking team once again. It will be Overgaming. And I'm going to go on board with JK7 for this one, currently 2-0 down. Can they make it up here? Thermal sniper out. I'm not really seeing anybody with it, so let's jump on board. It's going to be Azel by the bomb site. And now, you can see again, very, very passive from VWS. They don't really seem to want to engage gamers too. Just playing this very, very slow. I think it's probably frustrating Overgaming more than anything. Stylex, though, we'll get that first pick. Now I expect to see them make a move here.
Yeah, they can dictate it now. Brain just going to pick off in the middle of the map, though, and you can hear the bullets flying around Azel's head. Nothing going to land, though.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not entirely convinced by this rotation.
No.
I was wondering why they...
They had quite a lot of control over B, so it was a bit strange.
2 of them just rushed straight across mid. it didn't really make an awful lot of sense, especially when they now don't have that much control. They are going to get it. They're not even planning here. Are they going back again? They seem hesitant almost. Gunch, I'm going to bring you in here. What do you think is happening through the heads of kind of Overgaming?
No, I think rotation it can be a good play a lot of the time.
Oh wow!
And he's walked right past him. And he's going to get the kill. Jay-Z comes out on top, but no. When they go B, they need to go as a team, or they're way too separated across the map. Like either go straight away or play back. We've like ready to trade kills, but they seem indecisive at the minute.
Yeah, it just seemed that rotation. They just went to glass, and it wasn't even a bomb site rotation. It was just a change side of the map, and didn't really make anything of it. But they will end up picking that one up there. So, I mean, it worked, but I'd like to see a bit more aggressive on the bomb site. Or if they're going to play for that bomb site and rotate to it, maybe actually get on it.
No, the crucial kills you want to be looking at here is the kills in bottom fan, because 8 times out of 10 people are going to be going towards B with the bomb. So any kills made in fan are huge because they allow you to get the bomb down. So you need to look out for that.
All right, thank you very much for that, Gunch. Just jumping back on board with this game. Nolson is the man we're on board with, and you can see once again there's a lot of sniping going on. You can hear it ricocheting all over the map. Both teams trying to get something to be realised with a standard scope. He's going to see someone as well. Waiting a little bit longer to take his shot there.
Yeah, reaction's not quite on point there from Realize.
They are making a push for this bomb site.
Yeah, they're stacked up quite nicely, but as are Overgaming, they're not in bad positions.
Just peeking, just looking for this first pick here. Who's going to be brave enough? Brain will actually get Hazel first of all. That's a big opener. There is going to be a gunfight going down here. Jays is coming around the back to try and pinch. He is heavily tagged up. He should be seen here. Will be taken down as well. It's now JK7 in a 1 versus 3. Yeah, down he goes.
And that's the second time Jays has done that, and it was very, very predictable. The bomb was not going down very quickly. Overgaming aren't making any moves. You sort of can presume that somebody may be coming around the back. And yep, they got it exactly right, took him down, and then it was just all she wrote from that point. And it's not looking great for Overgaming here.
No, it does seem like at this point already VWS may just be the better squad. And I know that's really early to kind of call it, but I haven't seen so far, even in the hard point or this S&D, them look stronger than them. I've just not seen any dominance from them. I've not been confident in them at any point. At no point have I gone, oh, maybe they could take this, maybe they could come back. JK7, though, with the thermal sniper, has just seen a little peek. Has seen another peek. Will take the shot, but it's too little too late. But now he's making an aggressive push down middle.
Now they need to make a decision here, because it's all very well for us to say we got the Codcast and we can see where everyone is. But it might...
They're going for it again. I mean, they're making this push here.
I mean, they haven't really spotted anybody. They don't know who anybody is, so this is a nice defensive play, if anything, from VWS.
Jump on board here with the man who will see everything. Nelson's going to see one. Is he going to try and get out of here? The trade comes in. That's a good trade from Jay-Z. Had to make it. Now 3 versus 3, but he has got the bomb site control. Now,
they're in a good position to
got a hit marker there, so Brain is going to know.
They just need to slow it down, I think, and just make their pick. Try and get one pick and then go from there.
Jay is a bit tagged up. Got to be careful here that they don't get another one picked away, and he couldn't miss it. Brain just says thank you very much and gives him the ripper.
Well with Hazel now, and he's going to do well to do this. He's got 2 members of VWS stacking up, and 5 streak from Brain at the minute. He's got him really heated in there. He goes down. So very, very good for VWS to set up very nicely around B, actually, around A, sorry. And it was a bit strange because you don't often see 3 members over at A, and one was just sitting in the back.
It seems to me they're not confident in going for that A bomb. So they seem to go towards B and still be very hesitant towards. I mean, they made that trade there. They could have tried to maybe even get a little bit more control and go for another trade. But yeah, the trade was good. But after that, they went passive again. They backed off and just allowed the guys from VWS to pick them off for leisure.
Well, Bob with Brain now. So we're going to pick off
if he made that shot.
Happen. And we see some crazy sniper shots on this map sometimes. And it's nice to say, I do like a good sniper, you know.
Here we go. Once again, moving forward, Realize we'll go Overwatch with this sniper again here. See if he can make the shot this time. I'm sure he will have spotted that player. Now, okay, be careful here. There is Hazel down to his right. Stylex rotating around as well here. He should be able to pick somebody off. He's going to get it, and Realize will pick up first blood.
Very nicely well played that, sitting on the top. Let's see what Realize can do. Not going to happen there. He does get taken down. If anything, he needs to stay just alive up there, and it's really going to cause problems. But now is Brain going to cause that distraction?
Well, the great thing about that is Brain actually seen 2, and he's trying to get away. Has managed to pick up that kill as well. Now backing off. It's going to be a rotation shot. He's going to look for this player in the middle. He does get it! Brain is absolutely ripping face at the moment in this search and destroy. He's on a 7 streak. He saw 2 players at B bomb site, backed out, killed the 3rd, and on the cross decided to snipe. 1 more player to do this.
Jace has done well though, actually getting the melee kill
He
on
has.
Rob, so...
But Brain only has to play the time. That bomb
Yep.
went down. If it hadn't have gone down and Jane had been a little bit quicker, Brain would be in a horrible position. But right now, he just play the time. I'm fairly certain he saw that player as well.
Yeah, he's just waiting for the push. Yeah, very, very smart play by Brain. Needs to be careful not to get caught here though. 20 seconds remaining. He's got enough time there.
1v2.
And that was well played by Jace. He didn't hang around too much. That's the thing. You see it quite often. Players, when the bomb is to be defused and it's 1 versus 1, they hang around. They're looking for the kill too passively.
I don't disagree with what Brain did there, if I'm honest.
I don't know. I think
especially how well he's playing. It was just one of those ones where he had to come out and check, and he could have been anywhere.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree with the way Brain played it. I just think it was played well by the Overgaming team member. I wasn't too sure who it was. Sorry, it was Jays in the end. I think he played it well. He rushed forward. He was checking around quickly. He wasn't, taking his time too much, because in that situation, you haven't got the time to take your time. When it gets to around 15 seconds, it becomes a very, very hard task, because they can literally check it at 15 seconds. If he's not there, that's the round over, because you literally just need to sit, hide, until it gets to about 8. Check it again. That's the game.
Well, I'm going to bring Gunch back into this here. I mean, what have you seen so far? I mean, yes, Brain, fantastic play, but unfortunately lost the 1v1.
Yeah, Brain and Nelson have been playing out their skin in this game, but what I've noticed is Overgaming, like you said, Bryce, when they're so hesitant, like they'll push up to a bomb site, but they're not pushing out the spawn, so they're not opening up any lanes for themselves. They're playing way too passive, in my opinion, and making it quite easy for VWS to close this one out. But as we can see here, Overgaming have got an opportunity here to bring this back to 4-3 with the bomb down. It's 4v3.
It's the first time they've done it though. They had control around that area and they actually planted the bomb.
Yeah, the last 2 times they've been to B, they've actually rotated away from it, even when they had a little bit of control. Oh, I actually lost that gunfight, which he shouldn't have done. I thought he had that.
I think it was just due to having the SMG in that position.
Yeah, but he had the cover.
Yeah,
he had better cover with it. I thought he had it. But never mind, it's going to be another point on the board for Overgaming here. Maybe finding more confidence as this game goes on. Brain, though, still 10-4.
It's 2 rounds in a row there for Overgaming. So can they continue it on?
There's only one man we can watch. I'm going to just check if he's got that overkill sniper again. He does. So let's see. It's going to be Brain. Brain, we're going to watch him with the over. Can he pick off something this time? He's going to see that player again, and he will have at least called it out, but it's fairly standard.
I did think Jizz was actually checking across there, which would have been a very risky move, but you see, look at, I mean, Guntry, we'll drop in again.
This is what VWS are doing that you haven't seen as much from Overgaming. Nelson is trying to push out a little bit. He's trying to, at least give his teammates a bit of cover forward. However, Jake actually comes around. Nelson, oh my goodness, shut down. They just didn't win either of the gunfights.
It's literally it's like Overgaming have actually started to show up here. These last few rounds, they've looked fairly decent, but how the hell is actually
You've got to give him credit for getting out, especially if he made that one.
He should have kept running. He should have kept running there. He actually got himself away, but realized now in a sticky situation, they're going to go down. 4-4.
Yeah, I think he thought they were a lot closer to behind than they actually were. But yeah, he could have potentially got away from it. They would have kept chasing. Someone would have kept chasing him, especially from one of the Spanish squads. But yeah, he was very heavily damaged. He was super weak. And he tried a Hail Mary. That was a Hail Mary play, pulling out the sniper and whipping round. But 4-4, all of a sudden, Overgaming, a lot more confidence on Destroy. They're making the challenges onto the bomb site, and they're winning those gunfights as well. Nelson just got torn. So let's go on to the attack with this team from Overgaming.
It looks like a completely different team from the first few rounds that we actually seen. They were getting in the positions, but they weren't doing anything about it. Now they've started sort of taking the initiative, doing something with it, and they're getting themselves back to 4 apiece. So they're in a position to win this map.
So here we go. This is the bomb site again now. Bearing in mind, they are playing it quite slowly, but it's fine. They've got lots of time. However, when they don't see anybody, I expect them to be maybe a little bit more bold and look for something. I mean, the reason they're probably not doing it now is they don't have numbers. They don't have any numbers. They haven't made any picks. And I think that's contributing to the hesitance. I mean, look at that bomb carrier just pushed right up. And now his teammates are slowly starting to come towards him. They have to cover him properly. They're only in a position for a trade mid as well. If somebody managed to get into the B and pick off, they wouldn't really be able to trade that effectively. There we go. JK managed to get straight through the middle. There has been 3 versus 3. We'll get a second one as well. It goes down to a 1 versus 3. Realize will pick off one as well. All of a sudden, it has exploded into action here. Realize if he can pull this off, will be a 1 versus 3. But he has a mountain to climb.
That was really nice by JK7, but VWS not watching the middle there at all. And he just walks on through, takes up 2 easy kills. Is he going to be able to make this one? No, and Map
Well,
point.
JK7 they said they weren't going towards the bomb site, and the only position they could have traded is through the middle, and they went there. Unfortunately, that's it. It was an open channel. They got through, and you got JK7 who was able to make 2 picks off of it as well. But they had a second player there to back him up if the trade had gone down. So yeah, I was actually quite impressed with that. As I said, they still had a lot of time, and it was like about 1 minute 5 seconds. They were being quite slow, and they eventually came together to try and make a play on the bomb site. Like I said, this is almost a completely different squad, and now they look like they could win this very, very easily. Gonna go on board with Brain again though, because 12 and 6 is something you can't really ignore in terms of search and destroy. Let's see if they can make a difference here, and this is certainly a very different strategy from what we've been seeing from the guys from Overgaming.
It's worked out fantastically for VWS here, but it's whether they can take the risk and know where they're all coming from.
Realise something down. JK7 will pick up with first blood.
Realise needs to stay alive here.
Oh, 2 gone down already. Realise he's probably going to play the waiting game.
Yeah, best way to do it.
If he can make a pick on the bomb, that's what he wants. He just wants to pick off the bomb diffuser. Sees one anyway. Realise and also both picking up. It's now 1 versus 2. Great job by this team to just hold it down and not lose composure in overwhelming odds. And now Stylex has the impossible task. A player will check it now. They're going to take him down. He has managed to get one anyway, but it doesn't matter. That other player is not going near the bomb site. Just not going to do it. Oh, it loses the gunfight anyway. 5-5. I'll be honest with you, Gunch, I'm going to bring you back in here because I did think that was a very, very patient play by the guys on VWS.
It was a really interesting round. If you saw the minimap of the rip, we saw all of Overgaming pretty much go all the way up A Street and flank right through VWS's spawn. So VWS got the bomb down, and the key play there was Realise playing his life in glass. I think a good 2 or 3 people actually ran past him, and Nelson managed to pick up 2 kills, and then he shot one in the back, and that was game changing. I thought they were going to lose that round. It looked pretty bad, and then they clutched it up pretty nicely.
Yeah, he did it. He did the right thing there. He didn't need to shoot anybody. Yes, okay, a couple of his teammates probably died because he didn't. But at the same time, if he can, as I said, play his life, stay alive, then puts you in a better position.
Well, thank you very much for that, Gunch. Let's jump in, though. It's round 11. 5-5. Both teams have yet to lose a player. On the attack will be VWS. Can they convert this once more? And you can actually see the confidence coming out from the guys on Overgaming this time. They're pushing them aggressively. Jacobs gets 2. Brain looking to get the trade, hasn't managed to do it. And now they're in a horrible position from what looked like a commanding lead from the guys from VWS. Has just melted in the face of a more confident, a less hesitant Overgaming.
Yeah, they've definitely stepped it up here, and they really need to make a kill here at VWS, or they're going to be in a lot of trouble. JK7 makes his 3rd kill of the round, and Brain is just about going to get away. But now,
surely he's not going to try and make this. He's not going to make this one before. He's going to try it, of course. 30 seconds left, though. That's pretty much too little. Although you've got to say they're not actually going towards B bomb side at all. Could be a chance for a sneaky one here. I'm not entirely sure. As you can see,
Overgaming start
Overgaming
moving soon, though.
Yeah, one person's going to check.
Yeah, that's
there
going to
we
be
go.
game.
It's game.
Unfortunately, yeah. It's just in a bit of a sticky situation at this moment in time. 1 versus 3. Brain's never going to pull that off. That's going to be 6-5. Overgaming walk away with the 2nd map. And we said their best chance of getting some maps on this game. That's probably going to be the S&D. And
yeah, I mean,
after that first few rounds, though, you wouldn't have expected it because, I mean, realistically, it looked like VWS a very commanding position, and they were.
That's what I was going to bring up, actually. We were saying, yes, we think they may have a chance to slip here. Yes, we think the Spanish may throw a few Spanish in the works. However, after the start of that game, we just didn't think they were playing well. I didn't think that the way they were playing the bomb sites was good. I didn't think that their strategies were very good. And then it just sort of clicked over. They went around and they went, right, okay, let's challenge this gunfight. Let's challenge this gunfight. Actually peeking bomb sites instead of just waiting and hoping for someone to appear. Gunch, that was just a change in tactic like halfway through.
It was like Overgaming had more of a plan B, plan C, plan D. Like, they kind of changed it up a lot, and that's what's hard about the Spanish teams. Like, they're good at mixing things up in Search and Destroy. And as we saw from VWS, they didn't really change anything up. They were kind of playing the same play style all along, but Robs can't be going 2 and 10. It's not good enough for his team to pull through. I mean, it would have been absolutely irrelevant if it got down to 5-5 and he made a kill or 2. It would have been irrelevant. But the fact is, he didn't play as much as a part as his teammates did. So he needs to step it up in the next game. But I'm kind of worried for him on Search and Destroy. The Spanish look really organised and really experimental in doing different things. Like, we saw them go 4-1 down, and I thought, oh, they need to start mixing it up a bit. And
but they did. I mean, that's the sign of any good team. Right? If you can sit there and go, we're doing this wrong, and adapt. And they did adapt, and because I said they must have been playing with a specific play set in mind. They must have been sitting there going, if we wait, they'll come to us. And eventually, VWS obviously didn't come to them, and they were losing, and they must have gone, we're going to have to challenge this a bit more. We're going to have to be a bit more aggressive. And you know, the greatest thing about that is when you're 4-1 down, to go, oh, I want to be more aggressive in this scenario, is actually the sign of a very good team and able to make very good decisions on that basis.
It's those ballsy players we sometimes talk about, where you just need to sometimes just take the game by its throat.
JK7 made an awful lot of very important kills as well. But a lot of first bloods, a lot of entry picks onto bomb sites where every wave was coming from.
3 kills on the last round
as well. Super confident. Just jumped. If he made that first kill, jump in and try to take a second or go for the trade.
Yeah, he made a lot of sneaky plays trying to get in behind. Like once we saw him go through middle map and then got a 2-piece coming around the back of him. That was at like 4-2, 4-3. So that was a huge round.
Yeah, I think that was a lot more impressive from them. You got to say, towards the beginning of that Search Destroy, I was sitting there going, oh my goodness, we could be seeing another 5-1, 6-0 sort of play. Now I'm not so sure. I think that will have given them a boost. I think we're actually going to see an even better team now playing in this hardpoint and this respawn. How do you think it's going to go, though, if we're being honest about it?
I would still say VWS are probably going to win this game.
Yeah.
And maybe a draw, but I can't see Overgaming winning the respawns. They didn't look likely in the hardpoint.
For me, this is the chance for them to win the respawns.
If they lose this map, it's over.
I don't think they're going to win the uplinks. I'm going to put that out there. I'm not entirely confident on that.
No.
S&D, yeah, maybe 50-50. We could see it go either way, as we just saw that map. But yeah, I'm not fully confident on this hardpoint. If they win this hardpoint, then they've got a really good, strong chance.
Yeah, whoever wins this map will win the series.
Okay, well, that's a bold claim. Okay, we'll go for that, shall we? Well, the map is going to be Biolab Hardpoint. And it's the second of our hardpoints. After that, 2 uplinks and the final Search Destroy. So we're going to jump into this any second now. Anything we're going to look for specifically? Any players we'll take a look at?
I think JK7's been impressive all weekend, but I actually do fancy Overgaming on this map. I mean, they're a team that literally prides themselves on getting loud, and I've seen them all weekend just ride the momentum. And if they can ride the momentum and get a lead in this map, it's really hard to break hills in this map. You can hold down 60s quite easily. And it suits their playstyle of just flooding hills and flooding one way, so we'll see how it gets on.
Well, thank you very much for that, Gunch. It'll be me and Tan taking over the cast from here. Of course, we'll be bringing Gunch in for his expert point of view. Jumping on board, though, first of all, let's go on board with Nolson, as he really has impressed me in the last couple of series. Let's see how he kicks off this map.
Yeah, Nolson and Brain seem to be the flair behind this team. And when they get going, it's a very... Oh, well, he's
not that much
take each other out. Never mind. Humble with Robs inside the hill. Brain for company as well, and not really challenged at all here. It seems as if Overgaming going all the way around the outside, and a couple of kills coming in from both teams. But 12 points and rising, uncontested from VWS, and it's strange to see that. I'm going to touch on it straight away, Gucci. I mean, you wouldn't usually see this many points straight off the bat. Well, I mean, it doesn't seem as if they're being challenged or...
No, it was. I've never seen it start off like it from Overgaming. They sent 3 people into purple and they went straight for blue spawns, which is quite intelligent, to be honest. But you never see teams do that. People normally just flood green and try and trade the hill. But VWS are just making all the important kills and getting a lot of crucial time on the hill.
You know what? It's not even the fact that I kind of mind, getting the spawn. It's the fact that they stayed there and didn't push and didn't trade, and the points are just taking away to the point where on a hill that we talk about it being very hard to hold and very easy to contest, they've actually got quite a lot of points off of it.
Yeah, I just want to touch on like P1 hills and like on every hard point is like that is basically damage limitation. You want to be focusing more on the rotation for the next hill rather than going for points. You just need to try and keep them off it. But as you can see there, the VWS have just dominated the first hill.
Yeah, it's a strange one to see because, I mean, yeah, okay, we talk about, the first hill's not really that relevant, but those 1 or 2 points can count towards the end of the game. But when you're letting the team have 26 points, 27 points uncontested, I mean, that's not really going to stand you in good stead for the rest of the game, and they are very, very far behind off the back of that, if anything.
Yeah, especially considering the amount of kills going down, how far they're trying to push this spawn out here. However, they are now spawning out towards purple, and it's going to be up to the teammates of VWS to jump on board with one of them. I'm going to jump on board with Robs. Robs is in the hill. They can make this and try and just hold off and get a better spawn, which they have done now. Thankfully, they are going to hold it at the same time. So they've pretty much held this entire hill flawlessly, and you can see that the early rotation had to come in from Overgaming.
Yeah, they're going to be about 60 points up by the time we go into the next hard point, and in 8 minutes. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Let's see if they can break through here because, I mean, Overgaming have a long time to set up, so they should be able to hold this down. A couple of kills going to come in from both teams, but it is going to be VWS with the most. Aesel answering back, Realize picking up another one on JK7, currently contested, and here we go with the break in there, and it is going to be Brain who manages to push in there, but he has some defensive work to do. Doesn't have much help from his teammates. Makes a second as well as he's going to be able to make the third. Trying to hold it down on his own, needs his teammates to be in there, and it is JK7 once again with a 2-piece, so good work by him.
See now, Knox trying to pick in. He's going to just dip out before that player can shoot him. And now comes the flood. They have a good pinch here. They should be able to get JT. Will get one. Realize will answer back. Realize he's going to get a second one. He has a third one in his sights. That player has not appeared. And he's going to try and probably burst out of here and just stay alive for a little bit longer. Good work though by Realize, staying alive long enough, not being too aggressive, even after a nice two-piece that he actually pulled off. But here comes the flood. It's going to be Overgaming coming against them. There's only 2 of them in the hill here, 3 of them pushing in. G7 makes a pick straight away. Realize tries to put some bullets down. Nothing actually happens. And they will get the scrap time here as the rotation comes in.
He picked up that ASM-1 and went, what is this gun? I've never used this before. Unfortunately, it gets taken out. On board with Brain.
Brain making a shot there, not able to do it through the canisters, slightly gets into his way, but they are pushing out the spawn quite nicely here, Overgaming, just trying to keep them as far back as possible. But here we come, 4-man push coming through. Realize Azel, JK are all getting kills. And it's just going to be traded away. I actually quite like this from the guys from Overgaming. They're just trying to keep them as far away as possible, but the flood is now coming in through red. Both teams have actually got bodies in this area.
Oh, and Azel has some work to do here. Did manage to take down 2, so well played. Does get taken down eventually. Realizing Brain eventually gets some control for VWS on this hard point. For the first 30 seconds, it was all down to Overgaming. But yeah,
this is called jumping corner for a reason. And it's just it's the common tactic. It's so hard because you have to check it when you go into the hill, but someone being above you makes it so difficult that it's just a position you've got to break, especially when you're coming from red. There we go, Brain now going to stay on this point, going to be challenged. He does hit that reload. He's still got a fair amount of bullets in the clip. He probably shouldn't have bothered with it yet. But you can actually see this game is a little bit tighter than we were expecting. VWS 115 to 74 as we move into the middle hill, and this hill is holdable, but only if you get it clean first.
And Brain has actually managed to stay alive there. Playing your lives in this one is such an important thing. But you know, you see players, and I'm going to touch on a TCM player. Players like Jade as 4-man actually do go down, but players like Jade are fantastic in this hardpoint because of the movement that they move around, just moving in and out, literally never stop moving. And because there's so much cover, it can pay off so well if you are moving around the points where you know they're going to be coming from every single time. And it seems as if Overgaming haven't gotten a kill in about 30 seconds or so.
Very important kills with Burrows. Just keep purple so clean. And I did say, this hill, if you can get it clean, it's a lot easier to hold. Once people are in that point, they can be everywhere. They're jumping around, they're moving around the actual bio containers. But they did manage to do it. They've got a lot of points off here. They were losing their lead. All of a sudden, they've screamed back into a massive lead.
And they're going to let those final few scraps go as we move back around to the starting hardpoint. It is once again going to be VWS first. Ones are there. I'm up with Azel, and they're trying to do the same thing. Move back around so that try and get some blue control. Azel's done well there. Actually get to unrecognized. Punches through, makes 1. Not going to make the second though. Stylex going to try and follow through there, as are the rest of the Overgaming team. JK7's done good work there, taking out his teammate, and just go down to Nelson.
I'm not sure I'd class that as good work, but I get what you were saying. Rob's now going to just try and hold this down a little bit here, and they're going to have to push out purple, and I'm surprised there's no one actually watching it.
They're wrapping around again, and you know, it's obvious now to VWS, they know what they're going to do. They're posting up Nelson in there, who hasn't died yet, but he's just going to be able to clean things up. Jace does get in there, but there is a couple of members of VWS to do something about it, but not if he is going to actually just take them down. It's good work to break through, but they are around 90 points behind. And at the halfway point, it's not a good position. For a split second there, almost lost my mind. I thought they were going to just flood through middle tunnel, but no, they have actually gone for the rotation as well. They were just holding it. They weren't actually going to do something crazy. But there we go. We're going to see them now onto the rotation here as well. They held this very, very well last time. Can they do it again? If they do, this game is all but over. So, Rob is going to be on the point here. We're still on ball with him. There is a body up top. He's going to try and challenge him now. Instant snapshot by him. We'll take him down. And like I said, they are just trying to keep this away. I mean, Rob's doing great hill work. His teammates are now going to try and push these lanes out as much as possible. But Starlex has slipped the net. Will eventually take down Rob through the flank. He's probably not going to be very happy his teammate let him through there. Gunch, I'm actually going to bring you in here just because, like I said, it's quite a big difference. That's 100 points. What have you seen so far?
We're 8 months into a game, and it's quite appalling to see teams running in 1 by 1. It's all I've seen from Overgaming. It's just 1 by 1 pushing. They're just relying on someone just to get a massive 2 or 3 piece, which is pretty stupid way to play. And they're getting punished for it. They're down by 100 points now, and they're not going to win this map without a question.
Yeah, I can see that as well. I mean, I just want to focus on Brain. Look at that, 29 to 16. I'm going to bring up the rest of his stats. 8 defends. I did think he'd be doing a lot of hill work as well. And that's pretty much down to what you were saying, Guns. There's been no kind of concentrated pushes from Overgaming. When you go on 1v1, players will do that all day. They're in a better position. They can juke around. You're going to probably be looking the wrong way when you first enter into that hill as well, if they've just made a kill. Because they can kill someone first straight away, displace out that position.
Well, on board with Realize now. just seeing what he can do from this position. But yeah, this game is all but over. And well, it's not out of the realms of possibility at the moment, but realistically,
yeah, don't start calling things mathematically impossible.
Oh
Yeah,
no, I know. Don't start. It's the first game of the day, Brycey. Can you just hold your peace until maybe the second or third? Or?
It'll be your last game if you carry on. Well, someone bought with Azel, see if he can get into this site and actually try to get back into this. We always say finish as strong as possible. It's all about the mental game here, so you just want to finish strong, just to kind of give yourself peace of mind that, yeah, maybe if you think it's going different, you could get back into it, and you just want to keep your momentum up and your morale up. But 250 to 129, exceedingly confident game there from the guys on VWS. And, you know, second rotation, it just blew away from Overgaming.
Yeah, it was very, very strong. They just seemed to not necessarily get most of the rotations down, but at the same time, they were just holding it when they needed to, breaking through when they didn't get the rotations, and it was just everything was right from them, and everything was pretty much wrong.
The only time that Overgaming got any time on hills was the last 10 seconds of pretty much every hill, and you can't just rely on that. When there's 10 seconds left on the hill and you're pushing it, it's just probably the dumbest thing ever. Like, you need to rotate to the next hills, and then you can potentially get a 60 seconds on that. But like I said, they need to improve on the running in one by one. It's just go to a hill, count to 3, and then everyone go at the same time.
Well, it's even worse, right? Because when you get that far behind in a hard point, you have to get the scrap time, because you're like, we're already so far behind.
Yeah.
We need that scrap time and the rotation.
It's over double-edged sword, isn't it?
You can almost never get both. But when you're behind, you're forced to get it. If you are that much ahead, if you're 40, 50, 60 points ahead, you can go, right, just cut at 15, cut at 10, right, we're gone. We're not gonna push, full rotate out the hill. Don't worry about it, because then we get the next one and we get 20, 30 points there. Even if you get 10 points on the next hill, the difference is actually quite significant, simply because the other team has to get that extra 10 points back.
Yeah.
It's one of those things I spoke about a little while ago, people saying, oh, they have to get 30 seconds of hill time here to equal. Well, they don't. They have to get more like 43, 42 seconds of hill time to equalise it. So because the other team gets 12 or 13, or they've got to enter that back. So it's actually quite, when you look at it in that regard, is that it's not just top points you have to get, but you have to prevent the other team from getting, because it makes it such a big difference.
Yeah, when people are getting points, that's stopping you getting points. Yeah. That's the thing. It's such a hard thing when you're behind by a decent amount on hard point. You're always playing from the back. You always have to pick up those scrap points.
But it is always possible to get a full 60 on a hill, and then the momentum you get from a full 60 on a hill really can bring you back in the game. Time and time you do see it again, but especially on Bylor that we just seen then, when you hold the blue hill, the little blue room, it's so easy to just flood it and get a full 60, and then you have the spawns for the next hill, and that's a good 120 seconds that you can potentially get. But no, I'm looking forward to this next map. It's come back up and it's my personal favourite.
Yeah, you were quite happy when you saw it into the rotation for today. So this is going to be a very, very fast game type here. And like I said, I don't have that much confidence in the Spanish winning this one. Do you guys have any confidence in them at all?
No, not really. I think, to be honest, I was saying whoever's going to win that previous map's going to win the series. I
didn't think it'd be as one-sided as it was.
It is literally just because now that VWS won that in such convincing fashion, I can't see another map really going towards Overgaming. Maybe the last S&D, but it'll be all over by that point.
You always got to take into consideration the map count as well for VWS, especially because, you know, I reckon they're looking at getting 4 or 5 wins in this whole league to get top 4. It's going to be around that benchmark, and I guarantee it will come down to maps, because you only play what, 7 games? Yeah. So the chances of being level on points is very high. So you need to make sure you're getting all the map counts you can get.
I mean, these are the sort of games that they're expecting to win. It's the games against teams like Infused that they need to win. Yeah. Against Millenniums, against your high games.
You kind of go, well, we kind of accept we're not going to win those. Admittedly, you play for the win still, but you kind of accept it. However, before we go on to map number 4, we're going to take a very quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere, and join us then.
Wait, you're not on it? I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it. I'm on it. Where are you at?
it'll be interesting to see how they go on.
I want to see their new player as well. Like,
yeah, relatively.
With Juicy, he's their original fourth. So,
Yeah.
obviously, I want to see how they get on with him. So you can't really get a true reflection of this team with what we're seeing. But I think with Brain and Nelson, you're looking good for the league.
Yeah, you most certainly are. Okay, what about the other side then? Who are we going to expect out of this team? For me, JK7 may be the best player on that squad.
I would say so.
I've seen him yesterday. He was playing well. Today, he's playing well again.
Yeah, and I noticed Jay-Z is pretty decent as well. He's been pulling off some nice stuff. And Asol, who's the guy who just doesn't stop screaming in the booth. I can still hear him up here, and I've got a headset on. So, no, he is obviously determined to win, and it's nice to see determined people. I like it.
Well, I think that's the great thing. I mean, you can kind of tell, like, the booths, they can't hear us at all. So they don't know what we're saying. There's white noise in there, and it's very, very insulated. But the fact that they're screaming so loud that you could occasionally hear the echo of a scream if you're outside the booth, just kind of, it's a testament to the amount of passion and how, you know, much they are fiery. They're one of the few kind of remaining teams that do that. There's not that many teams. I mean, there's hyper teams. There's teams that will get pumped up, but not screaming at the top of your lungs, you know, probably beating down the glass. And
because it used to be one of those things to not scare your opponent, but it used to be like, you know, it demoralizes when you're losing a game. I mean, I played at LANs where you know, you're across from you, the team's against you, and you play against them all the time. And it is different because, I mean, if you're losing and they start getting hyped up and they're in your, well, not in your face, but giving you abuse, if you like, it puts you off. It does put you off, and it puts your mind away from it if you're that sort of person. Sometimes it doesn't affect people, but it's different. Not so much when you got the booths and you can't see each other. It doesn't play as much of a part, and that's probably why we don't see it as much. No,
that's what I like about the Call of Duty scene. That's what separates from other games, is the fact that, like, well, especially back in the days when we used to go to all these little COD lands, and people would get really passionate, and there'd be all kinds of screaming going on, and that's part of the atmosphere, and that's what makes it exciting, and that's why you come to events, just to see things like that. But no, a few teams don't do it anymore. I'd like to see some of the French teams do it, because that's what we were talking about yesterday. Yeah. Get some passion in there, start screaming, you know, shows how much you want to win, but you don't really see it from those type of teams. But no, it's nice to see it from these.
I never felt like it was your bag, if I'm honest.
Oh, no, not definitely mine. I did it once at an iseries, but I've never seen it.
You were a lot more quiet than a lot of players. You were quite reserved. Did playing in the booth, was that better for you, or how did you feel about
teams 100% prefer playing in the booths. It just takes you... It takes you out of the whole atmosphere of the crowd. But I mean, there's good and bad things about it, but it's just like it's clear comms. That's the main thing. Like, you get better chemistry from being in the booth, because you can concentrate more on what your teammates are saying and stuff like that. Oh,
that's fair. Yeah, because I was saying, I mean, no, it probably allows you to concentrate, you zone in easier, right? If you haven't got the other team screaming in the background, or you can't hear the crowd, you don't have to worry about anything else. You're just talking to your teammates in an isolated atmosphere. It's all about the game. There's nothing else to distract you there.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, as said, that does not work in the Spanish team's favour. Because that was probably something that, well, you see when they first came to the scene at different tournaments. It was a few games ago now, and they would win games and they would be vamosing all over the place, and it's just so frustrating for them, for the other team.
In the right context, but okay.
I know, but it's the typical word that they always say.
Well, okay, me and Tan are going to take over this casting. We will, of course, be bringing Gunch in throughout the entire map to try to give his insight on what is actually going on. Starlex, though, will open up this kill. They are fighting for glass control. There is a kill already gone down, and JK was looking for the pass. He's now going to have to go back, going to pick up that kill, and that's going to go home for 2 straight away.
Well, you know, they got control over glass,
but it ripped it away. They'd already ripped it away.
Very, very well played there by Overgaming. They got control, had a hold of the drone, ran straight through middle. Easy as that. Yes, okay, there was a few players from VWS and Glass, but it doesn't matter when they're going to do it like this. This is a very unconventional way to play it.
Yeah, you can see that. I think that's Nelson actually. Oh, sorry, yeah, Nelson waiting for that. He knew that the jump there is so dangerous. If you hit it right, you slide jump first, and then you hit the ground and you're ready for another jump and you're in. So they wait right back at the portal, A for the throw, and B to make sure you can't do that as effectively.
Oh, nearly got another one in there, but Nelson actually coming in there with the interception. I'm not too sure if it was definitely on, but here we go. The Raptor's going to come in, but Nelson has absolutely no support. Don't really think he can go for the one there either, so it is going to have a small reset.
Realize got 3. He's actually tore them to bits here, and he's actually starting off. He's on a 4 streak at the moment, so I'm going to jump on board with him here. There's no glass control at all, so he's going to have to try and stay alive and slow this one down.
It's a very messy game so far. Not really any sort of control from anyone. It's just a case of grab a hold of the drone and run and see what happens. Because that's
Somehow
exactly
still alive, Realize, and continuing to put shots down. It's going to be Adel. Adel will have the drone. He is going to be shot down eventually, but it's going to be Robs. Robs now in control. That's going out. No, it's not. JK will take it away, but he goes down. Quick snap as well. Brain now trying to do this one. He is going to eventually get it, but that surely is going into the interception. No. Point will eventually go home. What a scrappy point it was as well.
Yeah, it's been very, very scrappy from both teams, Gunchi. I don't know if you want to touch in here. I mean, nobody's really getting any sort of control.
No, there's not really any control. It's very scrappy. Overgaming have had more ball possession, but like the side they are on is very heavily favoured.
Oh wow, the interception
nice
with the pass there.
yeah. But like off the rip, what we saw was like they just took it mid, and that's very common nowadays for teams to do that because it catches the other team off guard because they normally just think about getting into glass. So taking it bottom mid is actually something. A lot of the time it is an easy 2-pointer. It's something we used to do a lot.
Especially if they're not in the right position. Like I said, you've got to wait all the way back at your point to catch that jump and that throw. J7 though will put another one home, and all of a sudden Overgaming are looking very, very dominant here. 2 minutes 38 left to go. 5 points up. They could end this before the end of the half.
Well, halfway through, and they're at the halfway point on the points that you need to end it. But there you go. There's a few men down, and there should be some control coming into glass here. So maybe we can see some points coming in.
I really like this position. However, I think he's going to end up playing this one away or just trying to hold it for a little while longer. Wouldn't surprise me to see him actually drop the drone here and try to get a little bit more control himself. He's like giving it to his teammate. Teammate's gone down. He's going to make so many kills. He's going to make 2. Looking for another one. Isn't going to be able to get it. JK7 will actually pick up that drone. And now he's running away from it. He is going to go mid. No support, though. Going to try and make the jump. The armor won't save him for that long. And now Nelson will have it.
The wrap's coming in. The thing is, though, Nelson's the first one there. He should be the one that doesn't have the whole because he's one of the guys that can punch through, but it's maybe
the armor will keep you wide for a little bit longer, but under concentrated fire, it just won't do it that long. It can help you get away if you've got a bit of cover and you're being a bit quick, but no, you can't just run at somebody and hope for the best.
Well, Stylex coming in now with the 2-piece, shutting things down. Brain taking care of him, though. On board with Jays.
Yeah, Jays will have it. This is actually a really good position. If they can pick up a kill or 2 here, they can get straight through. Easy 1 now if they wanted it. And I think that's what he's going to go for.
Missed it.
He did miss it as well.
They may be able to clean up. Actually, may have worked out in their favour.
Yeah,
there you go. Going to go in with a 2. And this is. There's been a couple of occasions there where VWS have had.
It's not revolving around glass. How many games do you see that just don't go near glass?
I mean, VWS have had a couple of chances as well to get rid, and they've just hesitated just that little bit to reset the ball, and they're just not getting it away in time. And there's another point going in. The interception not quite coming in. Need to take some lessons off Tommy for that one, but at the same time, yeah, we haven't seen any glass control whatsoever.
JK7 now looking to end this game right here, right now. Is now going to go for the easy one. Was the better play. And so Starlax is going to get a 2-piece as well. But now they have an opportunity. 40 seconds left. Just don't concede any more points. I'm not sure they're going to be able to get another one. They haven't got any glass control. EMPs and stuns are going to rain in onto this drone for the next 30 seconds.
Well, Robson, they're just trying to set up for a pass by the looks of things here. Overgaming. Robson needs to get this one away because now they got the flank coming in around behind them. There's a couple of members that are alive from Overgaming. Realize does go down eventually. Nelson has some defensive work to do here. He is going to get away with it. ASM1 does take him down. Stylex going to go down as well. So that should be all she wrote in these next 10 seconds. Brain going to try and get away. Actually, he's got the cover as well.
He's going for it. He's going to go for it.
Has to go for the 1.
He's going to go for the 1 here. It's up. It's away. It's good. 9-1 will be the score going into the second half. Just 1 point at the last second there for VWS. Gunch, I'm going to bring you in here. What have you seen so far? And, I mean, admittedly, we say there are slightly better sides, and you can go back into this match.
Well, like you said, don't the ones really been playing for glass control, but Overgaming really haven't had to play for glass control because the VWS aren't even making much effort to get in there. They're just being statues top blue. They're not actually pushing into glass. So that's enabling Overgaming just to pick up the ball and do whatever they want with it.
You have a look there. Nelson 7-17. Obviously, it's not something we touch on too much. The kill to death
they've
ratio.
They've been under so much pressure that even when they can get the drone reset, they're nowhere near glass to actually contest anything. And you are right what you said there, Gunch. I mean, if you go, here we go. Oh no, the miss. The miss. That is a horrible position to put it as well. I really don't want to see 4 minutes of that position being played. But Robs will now have it. This is the opportunity. They now need to start thinking about relaying it, getting in, closing this gap, and it can be done very, very fast on this map.
That's a relay going to be set up as well. They have to be very careful here Overgaming because now VWS can get themselves set up. Now this is the position where you need Realize to actually be doing some work up top here. He's actually going to be the one with the... Yeah, and he's going to send that away. And the pass is completely missed by the looks of things. And all the pressure
Does he have enough armor to do this? I think he does. It should be a dunk. And he misses! Wow. No! Neither! He got neither! He didn't get the throw! He didn't get the dunk! That could cost his team so dearly. That would have, if he'd got the dunk, that would have been 5 points, only 4 behind. And I think that was just a little bit. He was unsure what to do. He thought he was going to fall short. He thought he maybe should throw it. It's unfortunate for him there. Like I said, it just. I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit speechless. I've never seen anyone throw it that close and miss.
Yeah, that was one of them ones where we didn't know if he was going to make the dunk, I suppose. The thing, if he hadn't thrown it, he probably would have been all right, actually. He probably would have been able to make it, but it's unfortunate. It's just one of them decisions. That's not going to go your way, but 3 men have gone down. I don't think that last guy is going to be able to defend this. There you go, another 2 points goes in. And this game's getting closer.
See Nelson now. Just holding it down. This is a much better showing here from VWS. They are just holding this here. They're even doing better on this side already than Overgaming, whereas that goes in now. Realize not making a mistake this time. We'll put it home. And now a 2-point game. It is tied right back up here. But you can see, I think it's 8 or no. It's going to be Brain who's going to have control. And they look like they're in a good position again. He can throw this for an easy one if he wants to. And it looks like exactly what he's going to do. We'll just throw it underneath.
Yeah, I'm not sure just about get reset, but it looks as if Overgaming going for the wrap here, but there's nobody else to really support Jays. He's going to run into the fire of Robs. He's done well to slow it down. I don't really know how Robs hasn't actually killed him, and that's actually looking quite good.
Oh, got it with a bounce. And now 10-7.
Rob's just not landing any shots there. It looked as if, you know, he was trying to put a lot of bullets in. I know obviously the armor would have counted, but just missing a couple. That's cost his team a point. 10-7 now, but realistically, if you look at it, VWS they are in the driving seat here.
And there we go, that's over it goes. Oh, lovely passing there, 10-9, 1-point game. And Gunter, I'm actually bringing you back in here. VWS struggling even more so than, VWS dominating even more though than Overgaming were last half.
Even when it was 9-1 to Overgaming after the first half, I really wasn't even like, I wasn't worried
it's one of those weird maps you don't worry about, right?
Yeah, because on this side you can rack up 10 points in a minute quite easily. As long as you get a barrel top blue and he's spawn killing green, it's very simple and straightforward just to rack up points on this side. So I'm not surprised to see VWS, but a nice catch there from Overgaming. See if they can wrap.
They've got several down as well. They should be able to do something here. Wouldn't be surprised to see a pass maybe come in.
Yeah, this wrap looks a lot better. Every single time we've seen a team wrap around the side, they've never had anybody in front of the drone carrier, so they always get wiped out.
He's in trouble now.
He could go for the one. That's not even going to get released, but now he's in trouble because they can wrap around themselves. Nelson doesn't really have much support trying to throw the ball at him. He is actually going to retrieve
this position
that.
with armor, it's so difficult to stop. Realize he's going to put it home 13-10 now. Like I said, I didn't have that much confidence in them. I thought no one. Maybe if they can get a little bit dominant on VWS second half and keep the pressure on, they could do it and just keep hammering away. Just wasn't able to. At no point of Overgaming actually looked like they were dominating VWS this side. VWS just continuing to hold glass, continuing to push the same way. And every time they've been slightly denied blue, they've gone through mid.
Well, that looks good as well from Realize. 14-10 now with a minute to go. It's not out of them at the moment, Overgaming.
I've got a feeling JK7's going to challenge here. Even with his teammates not really with him. Is he going to try and go for it? Yeah, he is. He is going to go down as well. And you see there, it's going to be Robs who's going to try and pull this one away. And he's free. He's clear. He didn't even have to win that. He could just run it straight in. There's nobody even to stop him.
Yeah, the thing is they can try and set up here for this, but it doesn't really matter now. 15-10, and he's just going to get the turn. JK7's going to get wiped out cold with his pants completely down. On board with Robs.
Oh, there we go. On Realize will pass to Brain. Brain just making sure this is completely out of the contest. Throwing it home for a 1. 16-10 here. And that was just a dominant showing on that side there for VWS. They really turned it up. They clearly weren't even slightly phased by going down 9-1.
Well, 10 seconds remaining, and that is definitely going to be a whole shoot right there. Is definitely a point on the board for VWS now. And we'll need 2 wins in a row from the Spanish side if they want to retrieve something here, but I honestly cannot see it happening. All
smiles there from the VWS booth. They are more than happy with that game. Like I said, it's always one of those weird ones, this map, Gunter. I think it's what you said, it's your favourite. It's a high-scoring game. When you put down there, you always got that little bit down. Goes, if you don't make a good break, second side, because you can be relayed the other side as well.
You can be, yeah. But that game was just a story of who played the bad side the worst.
Yeah.
VWS played it very poorly the first time, and then Overgaming went onto the bad side and played it shockingly. Do you remember seeing them in glass once? Because I didn't.
No.
I literally didn't remember seeing them in glass. And they got punished.
They seemed in two minds. Every time they spawned up, they didn't really know what to do. They were like, oh, do we push it? And you actually saw the members frame, like one person would flank, then one person would come through and maybe push mid as well.
It's just so
and
separated.
only 2 would head towards blue. And you're sitting there going, they're loving this. They're loving the fact that like Realize and Knowlton just sitting there, just killing you over and over and over again. And you're not committing a big full push to at least try to get past blue. And it's actually one of those things that you said yesterday, where you said, just give up the points and set back up. And I don't think they did that. And that's the reason that VWS were able to just run a train on them.
Yeah, they kept trying to make hero plays again, like just trying to save the ball. And if he was by himself and he was cut up against 3 people, he'd try and save the ball by trying to take all 3 out. It's like when you spawn up as a team, like on that map, then on the bad spawn, they should have either just all OE'd or just take your time and push your base out. Forget about the points that they're scoring. Just concentrate on getting control of blue, pushing them into the glass, and then you can see where you can work out to push on to yellow and get some points.
Well, we have another uplink coming up next. It's going to be BioLab here. Gunch,
completely different.
Yep.
This is a very different game. How are you feeling this one's going to go? Do you think VWS is going to dominate it again?
VWS, I don't think they'll be making the mistakes they made yesterday with that 1-pointer. That was that was something else. But no, I can't look past them. They look too comfortable at the minute on respawns. VWS do. They're not. The Spanish aren't making much of a match of it, to be honest. On respawn, I think they're just. I think this is already over, to be honest. I think they're going to take this map. It's going to be going into the last map. It'll be 4-1, and then see what happens with the S&D. You never know.
Yeah, it'll be more of a consolation. Like I said, I don't have the confidence here. I'm actually going to bring up the stats. Just have a quick look at them, quick peruse. I don't see anything massively out of the ordinary. You can see, obviously, Adel didn't have a lot of kills there. He wasn't actually able to pick up an awful lot. He's the lowest KD of the entire lobby. And interestingly enough, I'm kind of seeing a very everybody's playing the right positions here. Brian Nelson doing very well again. I'm interested to see this team here. I would like to see them with Juicy. I would have loved to see Juicy here this weekend and see what he plays with. I would actually like to see this team, with how good Realize has been playing today, play yesterday against Infused. Because I think he's, like you said, a bit out of position yesterday.
It seems like they've had a talk tonight and said to Realize, listen, like we were so unorganized yesterday. This is what we need you to do. And you saw him pull out a sub. That's the first time I've ever seen Realize pull out a sub. Ever. Period. So, yeah, it's good to see that they've had a talk, but you know they should be regretting it because yesterday they should have had the talk before the Infused game, and they would have looked a lot better. But no, it's nice to see Realize mixing it up a bit, and he's doing well for himself.
Well, there you can see on your screens right now, uplink BioLab. And this one, like I said, I'm going to go with them again. I think this is going to be all over. It should be 4-1 here, so it should be the win for VWS. However, last game to come, Search and Destroy Detroit will be coming right after. The map is now starting. BioLab uplink. We are going to take the casting, me and Tun, relying on Gensh once again for our pro player point of view. Tun, as we jump into this game here, the question I want to ask you for is, what, if anything, can Overgaming do to kind of stop this route, and who needs to do it?
I mean, they need Stylex to get heated up with the AR. They need JK7 to start putting up the kills that he didn't put in the last game. And they just need to start getting some sort of control and doing something with it, because it didn't look. I mean, the previous map wasn't overly bad from them, but it wasn't convincing by any means, and VWS just outclassed them. So there's nothing really they can do with it. I just think they're going to get outplayed.
Well, he's all making a kill now, looking for the kills in purpose. If we want Bio, he's going to pick that one up as well. They have a little bit of control here, but JK7 needs to look for this kill, and he is going to find it now. Opportunity to pull this drone. They should be pulling it and looking now to make a play.
Yeah, and they're sending the one guy around the back, as you can see in the top left-hand side of your screen, running all the way around. There comes the pass in, and it's far, far too early. Literally, anybody from VWS can actually go and grab that, but they actually all go completely down. So there you go, that's completely deterred away from what I was saying. But yeah, at the same time, it was the right idea. It seemed as if he went a bit early, but all the kills came in for them, so well played.
You see now, picking up that first kill with that drone. He's actually, I think it's Nelson who's actually right next to it is. And Nelson just waiting for his teammates, being patient, not worrying about it. He's eventually going to see a kill there. Looking for another kill, Purple. Still all alone. Just have to wait. He's got people all around him. They're going to challenge him. Picks up JK though. Still alive. He's been here for so long. His teammates are just fighting to get to him. If he's eventually going to drop on drone. And now here comes a pinch. Rob's going to come through. They are now going to pick this one up. Good opportunity to move through blue. You can actually see players flanking here. It's going to be Azel going through circle to try and get that kill down as quickly as possible. Are going to go down as well. Realize he's going to have it. Let's see what he does. Has an opportunity. He's still got armor on him, so he should be able to dunk this one home very easily, and will. Dies as soon as he gets it in.
Yeah, good work by his teammates to provide that cover. They were just putting bullets down, getting the kills where they needed to, and not really much work for Realize to do. Just jumps in and gets the points. 2-2.
Well, on board with Brain. Brain looking to get drone control. Gunter, just bringing you in here. Have you seen anything kind of standing out for you?
Not particularly. I don't really see anything that's really caught my eye, to be honest. It's just been 2 standard points that your stereotypical points that you normally get. But VWS are on the favoured side, I'd say. So they should be winning this side by a comfortable margin.
Well, that pass just came in, and it's going to actually play into a wrap here. It's going to be Overgaming that have managed to get it, and I don't think anyone's in that great a position to stop them either. The pass will come in. Starlex now going for it. Armor is going to denied at the last second. JK7 is not near enough, and now Nolson is going to try for the wrap. Back it goes. And the pass is coming in as well. Rob's now looking for it. Pass again into Brain and all the way in very quickly.
I like it. But you know what that stemmed from? Again, them losing that point and
they went for a pass and that player died.
It's just they need to stop doing those little risky plays. They can get away with it against teams like this. But if they would be playing against an Epsilon or a Vitality, you would be punished completely there, and they would be behind.
Yeah, they would. I said the fact they managed to recover from it, it must have been one of those moments where Overgaming were just in shock. We've got the wrap, we're going for it, we're so close, and Starlex died basically on the actual point. But here we go, JK7 has control in yellow. Looking for it, he has some support from his teammates. He's got to go for the one here, surely. And, oh no, it's going to be intercepted. Realize we'll grab it, and I think they're going again for the wrap. Has been a pass once, he's not going to be able to pass that again like last time. Realize has been tagged up as well, so he's not going to be able to add that much support to his teammate. And that ball has been reset as well. It's going to go all the way back. Good attempt at a wrap, just wasn't really in the right position.
Yeah, I think, you know, Overgaming were definitely in the position to defend it as well. They knew it was coming. There's just a couple of kills had to go down. They flanked around behind through yellow as well, so it was easy enough. But 4 men down, there you go. This is going to allow them to push forward.
He looked for the play there. If his teammate had gone down, that was going off of the map. Easy one, potentially.
Oh, nightmare. He went for the pass, and his teammate did actually get taken down. 3 kills going to come in there from VWS, and that should be cleaned up. One with Nelson.
Here we go. They're going for a wrap once again. Both teams wrapping it, continuing to wrap. Rob's in a position to do something. His teammate's going to try and keep him covered just enough. His armor will keep him alive, and it's now 6-2. There's an awful lot of wraps this half. The team actually able to convert going the normal way.
There is a joke in here we can make about Jay-Z and rapping. I don't know what it is, but it's there. There's a possibility.
I think that's bad enough. Well, on board with JK now. He is going to go down. 50 seconds left in this first half. Currently VWS leading, and mainly leading just through the fails of not being able to kind of convert the runs that Overgaming have done more than anything.
Yeah, there goes another one in from Olsen and Nilsson, sorry, and it's just there's nothing. VWS aren't doing anything special. I said they seem to just be benefiting off mistakes coming in from Overgaming, and Overgaming just really don't. I don't want to slaughter them too, but they do look a little bit clueless. If anything, I don't know if you want to touch in. It just seems as if that. I mean, I don't want to be overcritical. You can't be though, because you know what you're talking about.
No, they're just playing it completely wrong with it. The reason, like, VWS have had 3 opportunities to wrap it, and they've all been the silliest mistakes from Overgaming ever. Like, they've tried to throw the ball to the point and for someone to pick it up, stuff like that. It's just not the way to play. They're not making kills and then going for the 2-pointer. They're just like gambling that no one's going to shoot them and just try and jump it in for a 2-pointer. It's not been working. They need to go for more ones.
The armor hope, where you have armor on you and you're sitting on. It's a little bit harder to kill me than it usually is. Maybe I can just burst, jump, and get it in.
Yeah.
And it's not working. They're ready for it. Especially the amount of times their players go down before that happens.
It's never going to work. It's just silly, really. They need to work more on slaying, and the ball's going too far ahead of his team. Like, the ball needs to sit back, wait for kills, and then push up as a team. It's really silly what I've seen so far from them. But VWS capitalizing on the mistakes, looking good here going into the second half.
Fantastic, thank you for that, Gutchy. Well, jumping back on board with JK7. It's going to be holding Bio, first of all. They had a really good start last half. Can they do it again? No, they cannot. 4 down. And this should be an easy 2 points here, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I've got a feeling this is going to be VWS's first points on the board. And they were always going to get the draw here. They have got the 3 maps, but here comes the 3-pointer, definitely. 8-2 already, and it's just going to get extended 10-2 now, 3-1 up. And I can't see anything happening for Overgaming Club here.
No, this is already, this kill feed is just dominated by VWS. Another kill going down there, winning all the 50-50 gunfights. Brian going to go for it, looking for the pass. Going to come in now, challenge the guy. They're going to try to get him, not able to do so. But that player should be able to put that one in. It's Robs. Robs will dunk it home. 12-2. And just, they look very, very confident. They're just killing the kill feed.
Yeah, they're just making all the kills where they need to, and it just is not convincing whatsoever from Overgaming. I'm trying not to be too critical, but they're literally not really doing anything right. They're not covering the right areas. They need to.
They need to make these kills in purple. If they can't, you can't allow that to happen. You can't have bodies in purple and just completely lose control and expect to do anything. It's not really going to work for them, because now they have to get Nelson out before they can even consider getting this drone. They're going to look for him, and Nelson's still alive. It will eventually drop down, though. Many bodies now piling in. Brain is going to be there. Brain picks up a 2B. Starlex will trade it away again. And now both of these players into purple finally have an opportunity, but only one of them left alive. Now challenging is going to be able to see him. It's realized who goes down. Canister's blown up as well. Bodies now streaming in from the guys from Overgaming as they try desperately to come back into this game. They are now making a move. Drone will go back into control. Stylex moving forward to clean out. He's in blue. Needs to try and make a kill or do something, or they're going to be stuck in blue with nowhere to go.
2-12. It's not completely out of the realms of possibility. 3 minutes to go, but realize coming in with the interception, that is just going to really cause some problems. He's got the wrap, and he's going to actually have support as well. His teammate runs completely past a member of Overgaming. They should be able to recover that, though, on board with Brain, but he's got no support. No, here we go.
Jump,
I like
throw.
the window jump.
No, yeah, he is. There we go.
Oh, he missed.
Down. Unfortunately, teammates aren't anywhere near to kind of convert that. Is that going to throw this off, or is he going to wrap it? I mean, that was quite a long time for them to predict the wrap. There's going to be 4 members here now of the guys. I can't agree with that. You should just maybe play for control.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I would have probably thrown it around and try and rotate it around and try and do something for it. Because
even right there, VWS actually had the advantage in terms of wrapping. They could have wrapped back, but even they went, it's not worth it. It was not worth taking that with that long to do with that many bodies in there because it can go wrong again.
And this is one of those maps where there's a lot of risk for very little reward at times. You know, you could go for those passes, but because the wrap is so quick, then it can always go against you. It's not like Detroit where you can put it forward and you can try and push forward, throw the ball up the street, and hopefully someone will come around the flank, because at the same time, you can do that on that map because the wrap isn't as quick and you can definitely push around and defend it quite easily if need be. This map, you can't get away with it, not even a little bit.
Gunter, I want to bring you in there because you were actually shaking your head at that play. I'm guessing you were shaking your head at the same thing I was talking about with that was just telegraph. They telegraphed the wrap.
There was 4, they took so long to wrap. I mean, someone needs to make a tutorial for some teams to learn how to play uplink. You can't sit there for 10 seconds and then expect to go and try and wrap it, because all 4 of them are going to be there waiting for you, and that's exactly what happened. I think it's silly.
I think they were lucky to get away with it. VWS, if they wanted to, could have pushed it again, but I said Rob played it safe. Rob goes, I'm not going to try this again, just in case they're spawning.
Yeah, and Starlex across the board the whole game. He's not been putting up anything. You know, his slaying ability's just not been with it. The rest of his teammates have actually been playing all right, but Starlex, for me, he needs to step his game up to pick some more maps up in this series.
All right, well, thank you for that insight. It's 1 minute left, and this game is basically done. You can see it's currently 12-4. Rob's going to have control once again. He's going to play it out. That's a 15-second reset. And right now, this is going to be the win for VWS. It will be 4-1 going into the final search and destroy, which, you know what, like I said, VWS, this is the game we were looking at. We were trying to figure out, you know, who was going to perform, who was going to do well. And for me, it's put them a little bit higher. They're playing better today. I've got more confidence in them coming top 4.
Yeah, they just seems to be doing things a lot better. I mean, the shots seem to be on. It seems as if Realize is getting in the better positions. Rob's probably not having as good of games as he did yesterday. He's pulled off a couple of decent plays, though. So, yeah, everyone all around has been playing pretty well. Brain, a couple of good plays from him. Nelson, a few good plays from him as well. And, yeah, they're going to walk away with the win, but we will obviously be playing the last map, which I think it's an opportunity for Overgaming to try and get a map on the board again. Obviously, we've seen them win the previous S&D. If they can go ahead and do what they did in those final 5 or 6 rounds, then they definitely got a shot. But at this moment in time, you know, VWS will just be happy with the win. That is going to be map number 5 in their favor. 4-1 now to VWS.
So the thing for me as well on this map, Gunter, I'm bringing this into it. I didn't think it was an amazing showing by VWS. I didn't think it was anything spectacular. I didn't think there was anything, you know, mind-blowing. No. It was almost just we're just watching it unfold and going.
It was handed on a plate for them. Simple as that. Like there was nothing that they had to really work for. There was no like proper like hard fighting for ball control when you're in purple. There was none of that. It was just like simply pick up the ball, push it with it, and then
wait for them to throw it in so you can wrap it again.
Yeah, wait for Overgaming to do something pretty stupid, and then it's on a plate for you. And there was too many easy wraps for the other team. There was just too many questionable plays in that game.
I'll be honest with you, I just said that most shocking thing for me will still be that telegraph wrap. when I saw him grab it, I went, no, they're not in the greatest position here for you actually, you know, throwing off and getting drone control again. I said, but that call clearly coming from somebody on that squad, wrap. But you just look, if you look at the mini map in that scenario, and I should have brought it up full screen. You saw VWS go, click, right, go back to the base. We got to wait for this wrap then. And they knew, and by the time they got it, because of how deep it was, by the actual point, it was just so long. I just couldn't believe that they thought that was the play to make. Maybe if they'd done it and maybe gone wrap back to bio or gone somewhere else or done something imaginative with it. but they didn't even have control. Like, I could understand maybe if they were green plant already, but they weren't. They were red, they were escalators, so they had to move all the way through that area anyway.
It was just like they were just easily predictable. Like you could just predict every move that Overgaming were going to do. Like they said with that wrap that you were on about, they didn't really have a clue what was going on. Like obviously they can't see the mini map like we can, but it was because there was so much time.
Control of the
because there was so much time, they had no control, and they should have just known to play it. Go back to the reset point and then work your way and try and get to blue control.
Yeah, it was dangerous. I mean, the amount of things that could have happened there. Imagine if somebody had slipped through on the flank and just ripped that ball away from them. Anything could have happened for that wrap. It was just too slow. Wraps work because they're fast and no one's in position.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. I think we can drop that now. We've talked a lot about that wrap.
You can tell they don't play Uplink that much. It's as simple as that.
I said before, I just don't have the confidence of them for Uplink, and I think that played out there as well. So, Search and Destroy. The next map will be Detroit. Guys, let's talk about this one here. Do you think they're going to be able to get this? Will it be 4-2 or will it be 5-1?
I reckon it'll come down to the wire again, I think. Because Gamers 2 actually do have some good, even though they've lost the game, they still have good spirit of just wanting to take a map or two off, just to get some maps under their belt. So they're not going to
when it comes to like the end. I mean, we expect them to be down there within the relegation candidates. So it can help them towards the end. They don't want to mess around or let their heads drop. Yes, they have lost the game. They're not going to get any points from it. But you might as well make the best of a bad situation and get a map.
No, certainly. I mean, like we've seen, they've been screaming and shouting even when they were losing. But no, their unpredictable playstyle on S&D certainly suits them. And I wouldn't be surprised if they took this map and they lost the series 4-2. But like we said, the map count is important, so they need to crack on and try their best.
Right, for me, the most interesting thing about this format and the way is the amount of times we've said to players, play every game, play every single game. And it's still, I don't think it's still resonating fully with the players that, yes, you may have lost the series, because most of the time that's just it. You don't worry about it, you move on. But this is different because it's every single map. You've got to take almost map by map and just completely ignore the series.
To be honest, I think it'll take a season for them to really realise that.
Yeah.
And by the end of the season, they'll be like, oh, maps do actually really count, and they'll take every map seriously next season, definitely.
It'll be one of those ones where they'll be kicking themselves when they remember that they took their foot off, and they'll be looking at, as we get into maybe week 3 or 4, they'll be looking at where they sit in the league and be going, oh, well, maybe I should be doing this. Maybe we could have had, we need 3 maps here, or we need this win, or we need that win. And be going, well, we've actually let go like 2 or 3 maps that would have made this so much easier for us to actually qualify or not get relegated.
Yeah. I mean, no, for the relegation, definitely. I think a team might have 1 or 2 wins, especially amongst the Spanish teams. So, map count is going to be huge. I mean, we see Gamers 2 coming up next. So it'll be interesting to see if they can take more than 1 map off. Who do they play again? Infused. So I can't see it happening, to be honest.
I'll tell you something. If Gamers 2 beat Infused, it just blows the league wide open.
Yeah.
And have no idea what's actually going on.
Yeah, I think it isn't. If you look at it past the top 2 teams, it's not set in stone who we know who's going to be in around
we made our predictions of how it's going to go. And we made our predictions of dark horses, of championship teams, of players to watch. And yesterday we spent quite a lot of time discussing where we think various teams are going to fit in and why. And yes, as I said, it's not harsh because it's just all 3 of us are in agreement that we think the Spanish are in trouble of being relegated. If it's not both of them, we think it certainly will be at least one. A lot of us are just waiting to see which is the other team that could potentially be relegated.
What I've noticed from the Spanish teams, I don't think they even watch like some of the top American teams. Like that's what a lot of UK teams do. They watch a lot of streams, a lot of US streams to learn the game. And maybe it's because of the language barrier. I mean, it must play a part. But no, they need to start watching streams and learn, especially Uplink, to play it better.
Awesome. Well, we're about to jump into this next game. It's Search and Destroy Detroit. I mean, time to take over the casting. We'll be bringing in Gunch quite frequently, actually, because I want to see him kind of just give his analysis on this. But there we go. Big push coming in already. Ace is going to get 2, going to get 3. I'm going to jump on board with him. Can he get the 4th? No. Realize will shut him down. Realize will be in a 1 versus 4 here, but will go down. What a rapid start to the Search and Destroy.
Ace is just like, yeah, it doesn't even matter that we were losing this game because I'm just going to let you all walk straight into my crosshairs. 3 kills straight off the bounce of him. Wow, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting. I mean, it's an aggressive push. It's a big push. Fortunately, Hazel just went, thank you very much. Just absolutely tore through them. Got a 3-piece.
Well, very well played. That's the first round. Going to go over to Overgaming. Move on to the next one.
Only one man we can watch.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, very, very good start.
It is. So, jumping on board with Hazel. Let's see what he can do, pushing forward. And we are now watching him. This might be an aggressive push. as well. It does look like VWS have called it wrong. Starlex has already got that pick as well. This is a really, really good start.
Yeah, they're in a terrible position now, VWS. That bomb should go down.
Can they get back Locker's control? Hazel's going to push into it. Super important here. Gunfire going down middle. JK7 to get that kill as well. Robs will eventually pick him back up in, but Robs in a 1 versus 4 and down they go.
Well,
2 rushes there.
Worked out
2
very,
fails,
very badly.
Yeah. 2 rushes, 2 fouls by VWS.
So VWS need to turn around and say, right, okay, let's just go back to basic S&D.
Yeah, but like I said, it's one of those things you kind of expect teams on the first round to just play a little bit of vanilla and feel each other out and then bring in the tactics once they're kind of into the game. Although, admittedly, statistically, they're all the same risk.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it they're just trying to feel out, trying to see how it's going. But yeah, 2 aggressive rushes. We saw it yesterday from 1 or 2 teams where they try to throw in this crazy tactic to begin with because the other team will be expecting vanilla.
And that's probably just mellow it out.
Yeah. Well, jumping on board, though, attacking team, it's going to be Robs, the man with the bomb. Nelson will get a frag straight away with a grenade. Robs will pick up another one. Lot better start here this time round. Now looking for a school push.
Just trying to get a pick here. They do have the numbers advantage. They can probably try and burst through, but they just have to be careful of map control.
Yeah, it's been called out. Realize is hunting here. It's going to move into hospital.
Leave him. Leave him, in my opinion. Try and
Nelson
have your team push
Nelson got him. They were looking for the pinch. And now it's going to be Starlex in 1 versus 4.
Oh.
Now 1 versus 2. And that is bombed down as well. He's going to see a player there, but that player can't see him. Just he's going to be able to get... No! Realize with a snipe. We'll cut him in half before he gets through the window.
Yeah, good stuff by Realize. Push him around the back there. Knew, obviously, yes, my teammates have been taken down, but we can just trap him inside of school. Should be okay. And cool scope. Very nicely. Well played by Realize.
He could have got away there. If he'd got away, it would have been very interesting the rest of that play out.
Yeah, because they would have known where Realize was as well. So yeah, it was always a tough ask. But yeah, there you go. 2-1 now to Overgaming. Losing their first round. They could have won that one though. On board with Stylex, see if we can get a pick from the start. I think this is always a...
If you can hit this, because this is a nightmare to hit, right? It's so hard to... If you hit this, you basically just rush into score. I always try to rush into score and just get in there because we've already got the one person. It's very rare to see anybody else, and especially if you've got somebody engaged watching the cross who know who's going, who's pushing. It's usually a good opportunity to get in. But like I said, it's so rare to hit. It's so hard to hit as well. It's all reflexes.
You can bait it out as well, though. I suppose if they don't see anybody go across, they're presuming, oh, okay, maybe there's not that many people really pushing towards school. Let's think about it. But Brain and Nelson just ran straight through the middle of the map, clean things up here. Last man alive is going to be JK7. Takes down 1 and goes down very, very quickly after 2-2 now.
Yeah, like I said, it's a little bit more standard from them now.
Yeah. They've just slowed things down. I think
no rushes all in one direction.
Yeah, first round they just got a little bit unfortunate. Second round, they got unfortunate again by pushing around the complete wrong way. It was just a 50-50 chance, and they unfortunately lost it. Now, slowed it down just a little bit, 2-2, and they're back in contention.
Jumping on board now with the team of VWS, and it's going to be Rob's watching in. He has got the bomb once more. Let's see if there's any aggressive pushes I can actually get on board with while driving. Brain Realize will actually get that snipe as well. And we see because players are trying to jump into green. Can he manage to do this? Is he going to push straight through? Going to. He's actually going to end up backing off. I'm going to jump on board. It's going to be Realize. Realize with the snipe will be out sniped by JK. Trying to get the trade going on here at Rob's. He's looking towards school, but they are out. No, but there's actually a big flank coming in. Not able to do this. It's actually going down all over the map. There was no concerted push from either team. And down he goes before he can get away.
That was a crazy round. It seemed to be going on all over the place. Everyone we're turning to was going down or in a gunfight, but yeah, here we go. Round ending kill cam looks pretty nice from the JK7 point of view. A little bit of a turn on actually on Rob's with a sniper. Boom! As he ahead. Nice stuff.
Yeah. Well, there we go. 3-2 now. And Gunter, I'm going to bring you in here. To be honest with you, it's been kind of a weird search and destroy for me so far.
Yeah, the first 2 rounds was really aggressive plays by Overgaming, which paid off. But when teams are making aggressive pushes to start off with, I feel like they should carry on doing that play style throughout the game because it works for them. As you can see, Overgaming have kind of slowed down in the last 2 or 3 rounds, and it's not really worked out for them in 2 of them. But no, the team on defense should literally be heavily. Well, they should be winning that round. To be honest, whoever's on defense, attacks are really hard unless you 4-man stack a bomb. So nice. it's a big kill by JK7. He is on fire. He's definitely one of the best Spanish players I've seen. He's really good.
Oh my goodness, can he get the ace as well? Can he get it? Oh my goodness! JK7 with all 4 kills in and around Skull. just tore through Overgaming.
Some would say taught them a lesson in school.
Yeah, some people would, but oh my goodness. I mean, that was just amazing for him. He was on fire. He's on a 6 streak at the moment. And you can't be anything but impressed with that.
Yeah, very, very nice play. And those are the sort of plays that are going to entertain us and help us sort of grow with this this squad, because at the same time, they've not had the best of series, but it's nice to see them sort of things, and, you know, that'll make their day a little bit better. JK7 will be talking about that to his grandkids.
On board with Nelson, though, looking for that cross snipe. Has got the thermal. Just not seeing anything yet. Just saw a little heat image there.
Typical.
Fire, Grey going into fire, and that's actually been taken up by a trophy system that did not explode. However, they will be coming the push. We are looking to see it come in now. It's going to be Brian. Nelson will get the sniper as well. Trophy system deflected as well, and they have managed to get it. Can now push into skull. Coming across, going to cut through his teammate and that other player. Is now Azel on himself, and he is trying to shut him down. Not able to get it. Has to dip out. But that leaves him in a 1 versus 3 rather than a 1 versus 2, which is what he would have wanted.
On board with him now, making the right decision here, but it's such a hard position to be in. Even if he had taken out the player, that 1,000,000% would have went down, because very, very good cover from everyone around it. Very, very close area. Nelson does get the kill in the end. 7 and 4 from him, but you've got to feel for JK7 just a little bit. 9 and 4. The rest of his team just not necessarily pulling the weight, but they are still in the lead.
They were just being kind of quite aggressive there, playing a bit with Atlas, playing a bit with the pit. And they were trying to just get them to come out and actually engage them. And when they did, they were able to just make big plays with it as well. Going on to the attacking team now, there's only one man I actually want to watch for this one. It's got to be JK7. And he is going to be heading towards school bomb side again, by the look of it. Trophy system up. Still got those 2 nades in his back pocket if he needs them. Can he work his magic once more?
See what he can do from this position. He's had a good time in school so far. And that second grenade is actually going to land as well, so Nelson choosing not to move that. And now they can try and make this push. They need to make it together, though.
Look at that flood coming in.
Yep.
Typical drop shot, actually around the corner. That works so effectively most of the time. Robs is actually going to get it in. See, JK7 trying to secure this bomb site.
Realize, though, it's going to cause some problems.
Not able to do anything. That was just a massive pinch, actually, from VWS.
Yeah, Realize just walked all the way around behind them and has
you saw them push for locker control,
cam,
and the locker control there was a massive thing. Simply because if they'd got locker control, it would have been a very different story. They could have stacked up, got ready for it. But because they didn't, they lost that kill. The pinch just came. You see Rob's, Brian come in there. I think it was Realize who was mid-street.
No, Realize came all the way around behind with the SM1. Yeah, he just picked up the 3 at the end.
But yeah, that was really well executed by VWS to kind of shut down what was a good entry into the site.
That's a hopeful grenade.
Cross snipe again. Just trying to see if anybody's there. Gonna see Starlex. Gonna shoot. Not gonna get him. I think it's slightly high and wide. Oh, but no, Realize he's gonna get him, but he's actually gonna cut through his own teammate as well.
Collateral.
Yeah, most people put that on montages. But on board Brandon, he's going to go high. He's going to be able to make this one off. Needs to get away. Horrifically weak. Does manage to get out. It's now a 1 versus 2. We jump on board with Azel for this.
I think Azel was looking for the shot. The bullets were being put down by Rob, so good work by him to protect his teammate.
He has to protect him here now, though.
Here we go. Oh, he's in a
lot
lot
of
of trouble.
He can't. Don't engage. Do not. He's far too weak. I'm surprised he didn't try another route. He's going to go in and go down as well. I said when he first challenged that straight away, I'm sitting there going, but you didn't get that many bullets on him. You only got maybe 1 or 2. That guy, he basically was 1 shot when he went through again.
At the same time, it was always a sticky situation.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There was no guaranteed situation for him to win, but at least he had health regen a little bit. The bomb had just gone down. He had 40 seconds to play with.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. Gunter, we'll quickly bring in here. Anything caught your eye?
The round before, the one we just saw was really well played by VWS. It was 4-2 or it was 4-3 to Overgaming, and it was a really big round, and Realize made a really big play by going behind him. That's really impressive to see. And also the 2 guys at locker room, which just held off and made it really difficult for Overgaming to really make anything happen, because they needed to push out one way or the other, and they weren't allowed to do that.
I don't think you'll ever see it happen before or happen again. Realize get a 3-piece with an SMG. Never again. The apocalypse is now.
He's been making the plays in this game.
He's played well. He has played really, really well.
Well, thank you for that, Gunter. Jumping back on board. JK7 is the man we're on here, and they need to make this. They need to make this count, or they'll be losing this series 5-1. Now, he's been quite aggressive down mid-street, looking to see if he could just make a pick. That's what he's so desperate for here, is to make a pick and get out. I'm not sure that he will make a pick and get out. I think if he makes one, he's going to get taken or traded away. As kills just flood down everywhere. It's now a 2 versus 2. Daisy and Azel will now make that a 1 versus 2. Azel left alone. 1 versus 1 now. Realize is going to go against Azel. to see whether or not this does this. Adel, this could be a 1v2 if he makes it to keep his team in this game and in this map.
That round just absolutely exploded. 30 seconds ago, everyone was alive. And now, here's a 1 versus 1 Assault against Realize. Both going exactly the same, 7 and 6.
Adel has to make a decision. If he goes for the plant,
he's done the rotation well. Is Realize going to
might
check
see
it?
Realize check it. I'm not sure if he will do.
It's always a risk.
I think he is. He's going to go down and Realize he's going to be there. Quick snap, quick done. Oh, the disrespect
coming in. And there you go. That is going to be VWS walking away with the map. That's going to be 5-1 in the end, and a very, very well-deserved win. Definitely improved from yesterday. We spoke about it.
Yes, it's against different competitions, but I do think they played better.
Yeah,
there were better tactics, there were better strategies. Admittedly, at points with Overgaming were making the wrong play. But yeah, I do think VWS looked stronger today.
No, I Realize has really come through in this whole match, to be honest. I think he's been playing 10 times better than what he did yesterday, and I'm really impressed with like the way he got a sub out. I mean, it's something new to my eyes. I can't believe it. It's great.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the differences. I said we had this Realized yesterday. It may have been a different scoreline versus Infused, especially considering how close the games were.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. And to be honest, like I said before that game, that last game there, I thought the S&D was always going to go down to the wire. That last round then, like you said, there was 30 seconds to go.
Yeah.
And
everyone was alive.
About 3 people were just jumping mid-street. It was like, what the hell's going on here? It was pretty chaotic, but they had to do something. There was 30 seconds left.
Yeah. Well, there we go. You've seen there, VWS have, of course, won the series. Got those crucial 3 points on the board, 5-1 as well. So they'll be happy with that count, especially after the loss yesterday. That should move them above Overgaming. Overgaming will have 1 point, so they will be slipping down the table a little bit. That should put them 3rd from bottom, so they'll be 5th. So yeah, I mean, other than that, how do you think these guys are going to go through? Now, we've seen the second game for both of these teams. We can kind of more accurately judge how we think the rest of the season is going to play out.
I think it's hard to say with VWS because they've got to pick up here this weekend.
Yeah.
Realize and Juicy, pretty much different players.
Yeah.
Well, they are different players, but obviously they're different styles as well, the way they play. So it's hard to say how VWS are probably going to perform with Juicy. You would think better, and that's nothing on Realize, just because Juicy is actually a player who's practiced with these guys. You know, they play together. I don't know what you think about Overgaming. I just think now you look at it and you think you need to get a win somewhere.
I'm going to hold reserve judgment until they play against the French. I think they maybe actually match up better against the French in terms of the way they play. So I think that may be a little closer game, actually. I don't think that maybe the French and them will be very aggressive toward each other, and that will make some fantastic Call of Duty. But I think they may got a good chance to get a few of them. Do I think that the French teams are maybe slightly stronger on paper? If I had to make a bet, yes. However, like I said, play style and matchups comes into it as well. I'm not going to put them out yet here. I'm not going to say Overgaming are definitely, not going to do great. I just think it's not been a great start. And these are the 2 games that they may have had quite a good chance to win as well.
Yeah, it was a massive weekend for them. Yesterday's result to draw was, when you come to think of it now, is actually a very important result. Yeah. But VWS, I mean, it's all going to come down to the matches they play against everyone apart from Vitality and Epsilon. So if they can win against the 2 French teams and the other Spanish team, they'll be looking good. But no, I just think they need to get their new player in, and when they go back online, they're such a stronger team online. I've got to say, like online, they are top team.
Bloody connection players.
Well, that's fair enough. So, okay, I mean, for both these squads, in terms of VWS here, we said if they win this, then they win it convincingly, we can see them in the top 4. Are we sticking to that? Are we saying that's still a very good possibility? How do you think the VWS stack up against the French? That's for me the X factor here.
They'll be the important games. I think they're looking around 4th, 5th place, and it's going to be, VWS will be one of the teams that is on the cusp of getting in or out of the top 4 for invitation to the next Gfinity. I couldn't predict it, to be honest with you. It comes down to those games against the French.
Yeah, I think their French games are now the most important games that they play here. I think, yes, they'll beat the other Spanish team. No, they won't beat Vitality or Epsilon. But yeah, I think that's the important. You've got 2 French games coming up. Those are going to be so critical. So I'm sure they'll probably watch this back and go, oh, okay, we'll think about that.
I think the Millennium against Hypergames game is going to be a bit of a one where we can see who is the stronger out of the 2.
Well, if I remember correctly, they actually played 2 weeks ago. And if I remember correctly, Hypergames quite confidently beat Millennium.
But we see Millennium yesterday, and they looked pretty good.
No, Target looked very good.
Well,
the team looked okay.
Yeah, I suppose so. But I suppose with Gataga playing like that, he's the sort of player who
can he do it again though?
He
Can he do it for a second day?
There's so many open questions.
It does change when you play against different opposition, really, doesn't it? But like you said, the Hyper Games had a better showing 2 weeks ago in the event, and also another factor is that Millennium were using Carbon, which is their actual fourth, and he's an up and coming very good French player. So questionably a weaker team this week, but yesterday they looked strong against Vitality. They didn't look too bad.
No, they did.
Apart from
they looked okay. I mean, Gataga was a standout player, which is something I actually didn't expect. I wasn't expecting Gataga to be a standout player. Our next game actually coming up after this is going to be, because I got it wrong earlier, it's going to be Infused Gamers 2. However, we have got an interview down the floor. I'm going to hand it over to Mike Kent.
Thanks, Brycey. So here with Brain. Brain, first of all, can you talk me through the name?
Brain, well, I don't know. Well, I used to be called like Brian on Xbox, but people always call us Brain and stuff like that, so I just changed my name to Brain. And then now people say my name's wrong and stuff like that, so I don't know. I've got no other names to put, really, so it's Brain.
Fair enough, can't argue with that. So you've just come off the back of a 5-1 win there. How does it feel to come out of that?
Feels great, actually. After the first map, I was pretty confident we were going to take it anyway. S&D, the second map, we did choke. I think we're 4-1 up. We should have won that, but choked, nothing else to it. All the other maps were pretty easy, apart from come back up Link on the first half when that absolutely hammered we. And a bit in the S&D as well, Detroit. Our JK7's the best, I swear. Just challenges everything and kills you.
You're quite new to coming to events. What's it like attending, and has this sort of spurred you on to attend more in the future?
Oh yeah, certainly, yeah. I enjoy every event I've been to so far. First event was AGL 12. Just enjoyed it so much, and now coming to Gfinity to do this, it's really good. Hopefully we can qualify for the Masters. I'd love to do that, but
is that your goal then as a team? I mean, are you realistic to realise that you might not win the league, but what is your aim being going into this?
Well, you've obviously got to go in the league thinking you can qualify, otherwise what's the point of playing? I believe with our team we can definitely qualify, especially online. If we beat Infused yesterday, I was pretty certain we were going to do it. It's just a case of now beating Hyper Games and Millennium and all that. I think we can't take maps of Vitality in Epsilon, but we just got to improve first. We've got to grind the game out.
Was there anything that you did today differently than you did yesterday? Was there sort of any different mentality, for example?
Well, obviously for the uplinks, just play it more safe on Biolab, because obviously we messed up really bad on Biolab against Infused. Just focus on the game, play, and just keep on top of yourself, keep confident, and we'll win.
Excellent. Okay, well, this has been Brain from VWS. They're going to be playing, well, not anymore. They're going to be playing online next, and they've got obviously a tough group to go. But we're going to go back to the studio, and also I want to make a shout out to Gunshi. Gunshi for Worlds is the new hashtag. So back to the studio.
Thank you very much there, Mike. Okay, so we heard from Brain. Interesting there. He seems quite realistic over his chances, which I was expecting a little bit of confidence. So, first of all, the realism and kind of being humble about his abilities. And second of all, I do want to kind of speak about the new players in this league in terms of potential and how far do you think they can go?
It's always one of them things. Yeah, you see them in these teams who, no disrespect to them, smaller than the top teams in the UK and in Europe and the world. And this is where those are the teams where they've got to prove they can do something. Yeah, it's like, I mean, you put it back to when PD started playing. Everyone was like, oh, this guy's pretty good. Let's see. And you know what? He built up. These guys, yes, they're playing well in these teams, but they need to do consistently. Then they need to maybe make a step up. Maybe another team that can potentially challenge the top two players. See what happens, and then if they can make their mark, it is literally about being in this team. Maybe trying to boost up with this team, do well. If they do well, then they'll get offers, etc. It's hard to say at the moment, but at the moment, the time's looking pretty good.
Well, fair enough. So, Gunch, I mean, you've seen all kinds of people come through the scene and go from being an amateur to a professional. I mean, you've done it yourself. Do you see a lot of potential here?
Yeah, I do. I really do see a lot of potential, and this is what the league's all about, really. For me, it's these up and coming players, and year after every single game, we'll always get not a lot of up and coming players, but we'll get a few players that really come through and show that they can play at the top. Brain and Nelson, I don't think they're quite there yet. I think they've still got a while to go. I think by the time this time next year on the next game, I reckon they could be up there with some of the top EU talent. But they got to keep working hard. They got to keep playing every day. And they've just got to keep proving people wrong, because they're going to come across a lot of stick from other people especially with how their reputation's online. But no, I think they both proved us wrong. Will prove me wrong this weekend. They played really well, but I'd like to see them come up against a tougher opposition to get a true judgment of how they actually are.
That's those games where it's going to really, like, I mean, people can see this game and say, oh yeah, they look good against the Spanish team. Yeah, they look good against teams of their level. But when they come up against a Vitalia or an Epsilon, are they going to look that good? That's the question.
Yeah, that's very well put there. Okay, well, stay tuned. Coming up next, we're going to have Gamers 2 and Infuse going head-to-head. But we've spoken to Marius on how he thinks this game's going to go down.
So it's going to be G2 versus Infused. It's going to be a great game. G2 obviously the favourites from the Spanish side. Infused, very, very strong lineup. They've been performing very well in the last couple of months, and from my point of view, I really do think that Infused have the slight edge over G2, just based on really that they've been teaming for about 3 or 4 months, and it's just been going very well. Standout player from either side, for me, definitely is quicker on Infused. His performance going through the Advanced Warfare tour has just been incredible. And yeah, going over to G2, I reckon it's going to be Method's going to step up today. It's his time to shine.
Oh, the shot just gets hit markers there.